He has been telling me that he's been hanging out with you. And
he has. I didn't know how to tell you.
Huh?
I didn't know how to tell you because it's another. I'm hanging out with another man.
Oh, really? Do you really feel that?
No, but it did cross my mind.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, he goes...
You might get jealous.
Well, I wouldn't get jealous of Alex because, like, you'd never have the same,
No.
I reckon, comfort in the relationship that we have. Like, we sit in each other's pockets, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where, like, I don't know if you could do that with another man. Like, we have something unique. You can be out there with other people. I don't mind. Wouldn't get jealous. Unless I felt it. I felt the same type of comfort. If you jumped in another, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if there was, like, I met this person and they're like this, like, exotic, beautiful anarchist, right? Like 10 years, like with black hair and like curly hair and stuff like that. Like just this beautiful version of me. And this person doesn't get angry at people. Like they know how to contain their, like, just like a little bit more mature.
Yeah.
But you, like, it's the way you're looking at me now, but you look at them the same way, but kind of ignore me and look at them.
Yeah.
Then I would get, like, then I would, I don't know, I'm hanging right now. Don't, like, it hurts inside.
I'm not looking for someone else, just so you know. But if it happens, it happens.
Yeah.
No, I couldn't have what we have with Davies because I respect him too much.
Yeah. Good. I'm glad you respect him too much.
Yeah.
Thanks. Well, you know, he's only using you for your mind because he said that to me.
That's fine. I mean, I would prefer if you used me for my body, but that's okay.
I think you show off with him because he sees a side of you that. Do you know what I mean?
No, that's just me.
Okay.
But also, he can't put three words together, so really. But it's that kind of thing where he can't put a sentence together, but you think that there's a deep meaning behind his incapacity to say anything. There you go, Davies.
I just did that. That's I did that. I just did that.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta put most of this in, but not.
I will. Yeah.
What's eschatology like?
Oh, we're going to jump straight into it, Mel. I think you're going to explain why you refused to do this for 6 months.
Me?
Yeah.
We just had like a whole conversation about that.
We just had a therapy session about
We did, and now we're straight into
Okay, we're straight into it. All right, fine. You don't get to hear.
I thought we'd change things up a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, I'm down for this. Let's see what happens.
Yeah. So,
all right, the new Dibby 10. Eschatology and the death drive.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Back to the death drive. We talked about Freudian. What was that?
Yeah, Freudian death drive.
So is this a little bit like that?
It's going to continue on a bit of a discussion about the death drive, but this time thinking of it against eschatology.
Yeah.
So should we?
Yeah, I'd like to. Yeah.
Should we do it?
Yeah.
Right.
Can we do it first of all? If we're doing eschatology, I just want to. I don't know. What are you looking at?
I'm just checking that your mic is on.
Is it on?
It is on.
Do you want me to get closer? Is that
no?
Will I start popping it?
No, you're all right.
Okay.
About where you were is good.
There.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. I should listen. I should listen.
You could
listen
put
to
fucking
this.
cans on, and then you'd actually hear how loud you are, but you won't.
It's weird if I put cans on. No, it doesn't affect my hairline. What it does is I hear myself internally.
Yeah.
And I don't like doing that. It's like I'm not good in front of the camera. Like, I don't like pictures of me. I don't like my reflection. And it's, it's something that I'm working on. It is something I'm working on. I do like looking in the mirror. Isn't that weird? Like, when I look in the mirror, I go,
but
okay,
that's
it's
a
not that
reflection.
bad.
You just said that.
Yeah, but it's a different type of view. Like,
to what? To looking in a pond? I mean, what other reflection are you talking about?
Well, it's a kind of reflection from your eyes. Your eyes directly to your reflection. When you're looking at a picture of yourself, you're looking at it from different angles and different perspectives, right? So when you're looking at it in the mirror, it's just a different way of looking at yourself. And that's where I go, like, I get confused. I go, I don't mind that way that person looks when I look in the mirror. Like, I don't mind, right?
Okay.
But yeah, I don't like the way that person looks in the photograph.
I prefer the photograph of me than the mirror of me.
You do?
Yeah. I get frustrated in a mirror that I can't see. I can only see that one thing that you're talking about. Which you can only see from your eyes.
Yeah.
It's not so much that I like the pictures of me, but I feel an estrangement to those pictures, like a lack of recognition of me in photographs, which I quite like.
Yeah.
Whereas when I look in the mirror, I can't help but see me. And I don't like that.
It's a strange thing, right?
It's a strange thing.
It is a strange thing when you're talking about yourself like that. Like some people are really comfortable taking 20 selfies a day and looking at themselves, and it's like, wow. And then sharing that with the world. Do you know what I mean? Like that's a strange thing, I reckon. Like
it's pretty strange to record your voice and send it out to the world as well, Mel.
I agree, but like I really love doing this. It's not about the recording aspect or the documenting. It's more about the sitting in here with that red light on, how it does change your conversation and forces conversation without break. That's what I'm really interested in.
Well, it's like teaching, right? You got a 3-hour block. You have to teach for 3 hours. So there's no pause. You have to do it.
Do you talk for the whole 3 hours?
No,
like you can.
I can. I have this term has been much more interesting. I've been much more experimental in my teaching this term, and it's paid off. But I remember Malevich like sitting in on one of his shoots, and just his capacity. Spence is the same. The capacity to like sit in silence. I can't do that.
Yeah, neither can I.
Yeah.
When is Malevich teaching with you again?
No, the bastard. I keep asking him to, and he keeps refusing.
You don't keep on asking me. You should ask me.
Yeah, maybe.
Can you?
You rejected me. You rejected me once, and then I'm never going to come back.
When?
I'm never going to offer you work ever again.
When?
No, you. Well, I mean, you got a job.
Oh yeah. Is that? Yeah, I know.
That's rejecting me. Eschatology on the death drive.
Yeah. Dave, I want to mention Dave. Look, for me, when I found out about Dave McNeil's passing, I'd like you to talk about it more than me because I'm just going to mention it.
Yeah.
Right? And I feel like he does deserve a mention in this, and maybe even like an O. I don't even know if that's such I hate that doing that. It's so performative that like those show things. Oh, let's owe this to David or whatever, right? No, let's not do that. But I do feel like I'd like to memorialize. Is it memorialize? How do you say it? Memorialize. I feel
your
like
voice is very deep this week, Mel. I think you'll be happy. I won't have to put the usual bass filter on your voice.
It's because
you've been smoking.
No, I haven't. I haven't been smoking at all. I just feel like I'm more conscious of it. I'm more conscious of my...
Oh, you're kind of going down.
My rhythm. It's coming from my stomach. I feel more... I feel like more happy in my body.
Oh.
So if you're happy in your body, you're more...
Deep.
Well, no, I'm not happy in my... I'm happy in my body. The world isn't happy in me, in my body. That's what it feels like. But I'm happy in my body. I'm confident in my body.
Okay, whatever the fuck that means.
Yeah, I don't know. You people know what it means. Like, I know they do because they let me know. They go, yeah, I heard you. I get you. I feel you.
I'm glad someone does.
Yeah. So Dave.
Yeah, so Dave died a couple of months ago. Many of you would probably know him or have been taught by him, David McNeil. And yeah, I've been thinking about this, and in part, like eschatology and the death drive maybe comes out of that. But I also similarly, I don't want to do a thing where we like dedicate an episode to him, because in many ways, all the episodes have been because of him. In that I like my approach to teaching, my approach to like just saying random shit and putting random shit together is precisely the McNeil model, and he ghosts and haunts everything that I do. So in essence, like I was thinking about this, do I talk about it or not here? And in part, I don't want to like isolate it to one episode, other than to just mention it in case people maybe didn't know, like it wasn't necessarily that widely published, but a lot of people will have felt his impact in different ways over 70 years really. I mean, ever since he was in Pentridge prison as a teenager. I don't want to make it like this is the thing, and then we just move on, because
100%, 100%. Look, I feel like you're really lucky that you've had him in your life. That makes me a little bit jealous because like I've only met him like
Did you kill him?
I've only met him like honestly about 10 times, right? Yeah. And every time from the first time I met him to every single time, it's like we were great, like the comfortable, like when you're comfortable with someone, you can just say anything. Like I could show him my penis and he would laugh at it, right? So
well, anyone would laugh at it.
Yeah, no, but do you know what I mean? Like he wouldn't be shocked by me doing that. I don't know why I mentioned that of all the things I said, but that's how I feel about him, and I still feel that about him. Yeah, you know? Yeah. He teased me. Yeah. Not many people tease me. People tease you, but like he teased me well. But he did what I do, which is he publicly denounces you, right? Yeah. Like, and was like, oh, fucker, man. Like he knows how to do that. Like I do that. Like I don't do it on purpose, and he didn't do it on purpose. You like, if I feel like I've done that about 10 times to you, like I've like humiliated you, right, on the show or like in public, and I don't mean to. Like it's not about humility. It's more like I love you that much that I can go there. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But then I look at your face and you're like, I'm gonna fucking kill this bastard. Dave did similar things. Yeah. And that's the thing about passing, right? It's not the person, it's not me when I die, it's the people that you leave behind, right? It's not you, it's like our friendship that's dead. And I feel like in a weird way, I know you're going to hate these terms because you're way more like...
dead inside.
No, practical, and you see the world in a different way. But like, I remember when I was younger, I really just got into the fucking bullshit of the world, and I read most of the Tibetan Book of Living and Dying. Mm-hmm. By some white dude, right?
Great start, yeah.
But what I got out of it was that most people see reincarnation as is you reanimate in another body. Yeah. I feel like reincarnation is the energy that you have with a person. Energy is a fucked up word. The relationships we have with people and the memories and the construct that we have with people, if they've passed, they still live through us, and we create other things with that energy. It's a continuation. Yeah. Sorry, I'm talking too much.
No. You did also say that I was looking very hot today.
Yeah. I just
need to say that.
I did say that, and
you actually said sexy, but then you clarified.
And then I said hot because I didn't want to
people around.
Not only that, right? It's very like look, sexy and hot, these are the words that I use. They're very like from the 80s and all that stuff. And I'm trying to bring that back, right? Like bring sexy back.
Sexy is back.
Who sang that? Bring sexy back.
I don't know.
So that's like a song.
Is it a song?
That is a song. It's a pop song.
Okay.
Bring sexy back. I want to bring sexy back, right? Because I've heard it. I've heard it when I was walking through Zara the other day. I would never walk through Zara, but I did walk past Pitt Street Mall. Yeah. And that's the song that they would play in Zara. Yeah. I feel like.
Right.
Yeah.
So that didn't happen, but you imagined that it could have happened.
Yeah.
Great.
And now I'm thinking about you in Zara. And you know what? Like, I'm just going to say it. Sex shouldn't be creepy.
Right. Where are you going?
I don't know.
Yes, I agree, Mel. Radical statement. Sex shouldn't be creepy.
It should, but it is because men are creepy. And it's the long staring. I think I stared at you too long, and it hurts.
Oh. Well, I have turned the lights down.
This is true.
Specifically for that reason.
It's true. Sex cults.
Eschatology and the Death Drive.
Yeah.
DB10. Let's do it.
Let's start.
I've thrown some 90s references for you because I thought, I think of you. I hear you. I feel you.
Is this because you were too young in the 90s to understand?
I remember this. What do you know / or remember about Heaven's Gate cult?
I like I said to you before, I can't remember my past at all.
But you remember like very specific cultural references.
I know. I did like 2 years ago. I've completely
gone.
like it's all gone.
Yeah, right.
Except
So
for
what are you
bringing
bringing to-
sexy back.
What are you bringing to this podcast other than the sexy?
I don't know. I feel like you need an audience,
Yeah.
and I'm just an audience.
And one is the
And a
amount of
deep
audience
voice.
I can handle.
Yeah. One is
Yeah.
exactly. So, please let me know what Heaven's Gate cult, which I feel like I remember, but like I can't.
How cool is that? The graphic though.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, for a cult,
I
that's pretty
actually
cool.
I like this.
Yeah, I'll explain that. So there's not. I mean, I don't really want to talk about Heaven's Gate cult because I put it in just to please Mel, which has failed. I always am trying to please you, but I constantly
No, you
miss
do.
the mark.
You always are pleasing me. Like I said, like you had to mention that I thought you looked good today, which has made me
small
feel
wins.
really uncomfortable. But it's
Look, this is an audio medium, and I
Yeah.
just want people to imagine whatever hot means to
Yeah.
you listening.
yeah.
That's what I am.
Okay, cool.
Great.
Let's do
So
that.
Heaven's Gate cult, which was formed in the 70s and ended in 1997, very dramatically. And it's like a horrific like cult story where they all mass suicide, mass murder in 1997. But essentially, think of any cult. Heaven's Gate is one of the more famous ones because it had like a media like attention around it, but also because of the ending itself and something very specific about the ending that I'll discuss in a second. But it's a good if you think about a cult and what a cult is, it's a good example of eschatology. Now, eschatology is technically from theology, so it's about the rapture. It's about like the end of the world when Christ comes back or whatever, right? But it's an obsession with this end time.
It's a weird, like we are living in this rapture time. Heaven's Gate is completely correct, and this guy Bruce, what's his name?
Yeah, we can call him Bruce. I didn't put his name in actually.
It's Wayne.
It's Wayne. Okay, g'day Wayne.
Yeah, maybe it's not Wayne. I feel like Wayne should be the leader of the evangelicals, like
And Mel is the leader of the sex cult, the sexy cult.
Melletios.
Bringing sexy back.
Melletios,
Oh,
not
Melletios, yeah,
Mel.
definitely.
Mel's just Mal. That's what Australians call me, Mal.
That's what I call you.
Yeah, I know, but that's
I'm
only because
from Australia.
it's because that's how I felt like I should be called. And
That's
when
how
I
you
met- like I
introduced
did
me
it.
because you saw me as an Australian.
No, I just like I accepted my downfall back then. Now I'm if you
Now
want,
you're Melletios sex cult.
yeah, Melletios.
Melletios.
It's better. Melletios.
Melletios.
Valentinos Alexandros Kyriakidis.
And whatever.
Yeah. Well, that's my name, man. It's,
Yeah.
Like it's on my Greek passport.
So
My
I think
Hellenic passport. I don't like saying Greek anymore. Greek is so.
Hellenic's nice.
Yeah, Hellenic is much nicer because like Hellenic is a word that's like older than 1821.
Yeah.
Yeah, where Greek is 1821. Yeah.
Okay, so think about a cult. A cult is
Yeah.
obviously obsessed with an end time because most cults believe, like through their leader, that an end is about to occur. And for Heaven's Gate, there was a comet that was coming near Earth, and everyone was going to like transcend up. And I don't know, it was really an alien spacecraft, and you'd be taken away.
Was that because I remember? Do you remember Halley's Comet?
Yeah.
When was that? 80s or 90s?
80s.
Was it the
I
80s?
feel like it was the 80s, man.
Late 80s?
Yeah. Could be wrong, but I thought it was the 80s, yeah.
Yeah, because it's a once in a lifetime opportunity
Yeah.
to see Halley's Comet. And I remember looking up in the sky,
Yeah.
and I couldn't see it. Could you see it?
No, I have no recollection of seeing it. Yeah. I
Yeah,
don't think I
like
did.
it's like a look like
It's a little fucking speck that
yeah,
moves across
yeah,
the sky.
yeah.
I feel like no one talks about Halley's Comet anymore.
Yeah, I know.
I guess it's not coming back for a while, so
89 years.
yeah.
I must be right.
Mel is not right.
Like I don't know where that number popped
So you
in.
fucking know that, but you don't know Heaven's Gate cult.
I
Fine.
feel like I do know Heaven's Gate cult, but
You know
there were
you
so
will
many
know it.
cults back then. There was
There
like
were. There
the
aren't as many
orange
these days.
people, and then I remember seeing orange people walking down the street. It
Yeah.
was big.
Yeah.
Like I was like, oh, there's an orange.
I
But
gave
it's weird.
$5 to an orange person once.
Yeah. Why? That's a lot of money
Well,
back then.
I was tiny.
That's a lot of money. $5 back then.
Yeah, it
like
was.
wow, you could have
It's
bought a PS5 or something like that.
So think about a cult, all right, and that's it's an obsession with the end, but it's also a euphoria of the end coming, right? Because it's like well, fuck it. It's the same thing as saying, you know, like that thing people say. It's like, what would you do if it was the last day on Earth, right? It's like, oh, I'd, you know, go out and fuck everyone, or I'd go out and whatever, right? Go to a water park or whatever, right? So this immediate kind of pleasure principle thing where we think that if the world is ending, that we would suddenly like have a lot of fun.
What would you do? Like, honestly, what would you do? You know, it's the last, like, you know, hour, 2 hours of the world, right?
Right.
Would you? Is it sex? What is it? What would you do?
I think I think I'd have performance anxiety.
Yeah.
I don't think I would enjoy it. Yeah, I feel like I'd be anxious.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd feel liberated. I would like to be a person that feels liberated, but I think it would be like, you know, like when you're going to the dentist or something and you're like, oh, in 2 hours I'm going to have someone's fucking fist in my mouth.
Yeah.
And you just feel that anxiety. So you like, I would like to enjoy this period before I kind of have pain, but I can't because I'm just thinking about the pain. I'm that kind of person.
So
Maybe I just take a whole bunch of drugs.
Yeah.
Just to try and get rid of the anxiety.
Yeah. So you
Just
go
like-
out. Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. What would you do?
I think I'd take my clothes off and run around screaming. Like, feel
Well,
like that's
Dave
it.
wouldn't mind seeing your penis.
Yeah.
At least we know that.
Yeah. And it's not about I just feel like that's the only time I could feel free.
I feel like you should do that now.
Yeah.
Well, not right now, but
No, but do you know what I mean? Like, I just run around, like hysterical, like
Right.
like you just scream, my hands in the air. We're just waving around, like ripping my clothes off, because like it's all the things that like the world has
be
put
like
on
a
my
hysteric.
shoulders. I want to
Yeah.
rip them off because I don't need them anymore. Do you know? What I mean?
Wait. So, but is that a liberation or you're anxious?
No, it's a liberation, but I'm screaming because I'm so pissed off. It's like finding out what has, you know, in therapy, you've sometimes you get to a point.
Get nude.
Well, you get to a point and you go, this is why I'm messed up, and you realize it, right? That happened to me recently, and you realize what has messed you up and you go, wow, I'm this old. I could have realized this a long time ago, right?
Yeah.
And just been liberated from that feeling. So for me, it's like, you know, just the dumb shit that we have to live with every single day.
Like
And
clothes.
well, clothing is it's a performative construct, right?
Sure.
Like the way we dress is very performative.
You're sounding very sex cult here.
Huh?
I love it.
Is this sex?
Yeah, it's
cult?
like, you're a step away from like nudism and stuff. Which is
Well,
cool.
no, it's not that I want to be nude, right? But like, it's the only way. Like, you know, like imagine just like walking outside now,
Yeah.
and everyone was nude. We'd go, "What the fuck?" Do you know what I mean? Because it is
Yeah.
hot. It's hot in Sydney, right?
Yeah.
And we don't we feel protected with our clothing on, but really that is such a performative mental, like, it's like we need these clothes?
Yeah.
Do we need them on us, right? Like maybe we like,
Well, us whiteys do because we get burnt.
huh? Yeah, but you can,
We shouldn't be here.
yeah,
I mean,
I don't
we
know.
shouldn't
Like,
be.
I didn't want to say that. We should like
I shouldn't
hang
be
out
here.
under the tree. I don't know. Like, like I don't know. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, don't cut them down. Like, far out.
Yeah, fair point. Fair point. Yeah.
But like, you know, that's what I mean though. Like, we should be here. Like, if we'd all be here properly.
Yeah.
And not
trees.
fucking killing each other if we just didn't have clothes on. Or I know it's not about like clothes. Like, you know, you're making it sexual because like
I'm
and
not. You're
laughing.
making it sexual.
Because all the time,
All I'm
like-
thinking of you running around flopping bits of your body.
Yeah,
naked,
but like you don't have to. Like, I've
shouting.
got knees. You could look at my knees. Like, yeah, well, that's what I would do. Like, you know, like people want to have sex.
But
I want to just rip off my clothes and go, I'm free. Like, and I've done that before. I moved to Byron in the 90s. I
Yeah.
didn't move there. I just went there for 2 or 3 days. But I was free,
Oh.
right? And
What happened? Why didn't you stay?
Because have you met people in Byron Bay now?
Yeah.
Like you're either a hippie that bought property there in the 90s or 80s for fuck
Yep.
all, right?
Yep.
You stole land there then.
Yeah.
And you're hanging out with like all the actors of Hollywood that have bought property there to go there on holidays to be amongst the hippies, like as a
Yeah.
like,
A
you know,
little,
look at
tourist
them.
park. Yeah.
Look at them hippies. We were around
Yeah.
them. Do you know what I mean? Like they
Yeah.
feed each other.
Yeah,
One
yeah.
needs the other. So yeah, I can't. It's nowhere. There's nowhere in the world that you could just
Rip your clothes off
Yeah.
and run around.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
But
sorry.
it's not like, but it wouldn't work if it wouldn't work. ripping your clothes off, running around.
Right. Which is the problem with eschatology. If the world isn't actually ending, we have a problem.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
That's why I'm screaming.
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather rip my clothes off and just go, hey, and it's not a thing, and you're not looking at, like, and I don't know why you would think it would be floppy, but, like, the word I would say...
I
wouldn't say floppy, but, like, I don't want to put visual images
of
into
your
people.
arms kind of flopping around.
Yeah. The other day, can I say this? The other day, I was with my one of my best friends ever in my life, right? I don't want to mention their names. Yeah, I don't want to mention their name because they forced me to beep it out. So I just like call them. I'll call them the Sun or something like that, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So I was with the Sun, not my son, like the Sun as in. And
you've immediately made this confusing, but yes.
Anyway, I was with the Sun, and there was, Colours magazine. Do you remember Colours magazine?
No.
The Colours of Benetton. There was a magazine called Colours.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Just Colours.
Right.
And it was the first kind of like art magazine that was design and styling and art, and you just have pictures of nude people in there. And then we turned the pages because the Sun is scanning all these pictures to keep.
Yeah.
And there was this like 4 pages of like penises and vaginas, like photographs from
crops
like, there to there.
Oh yeah.
Right. Like that's the photos.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, it's like which one looks like my one?
And what did the Sun say?
The worst one, man. I was like, no way. It's not, and it's not like they weren't like they were just. They were just normal.
Just there.
Yeah. It wasn't anything sexual about them, right? Because we do, like, we're sweaty. It's not a glamorous thing, right?
Yeah.
That's why I think we cover it up, because it's not very glamorous. It's not a flower, right?
Yeah.
But I didn't think it was that one. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was like...
Purely
just
aesthetically.
Aesthetically. I was like, oh, ugh.
Yeah.
And I was like, is this how...
But that's kind of good then, right? If that you're not, that it's better than people think.
Well,
I'd be surprised.
Oh, well,
so at the end of the world, when you strip off, people are like, oh, actually, I didn't expect that. All right.
Okay. So again,
how the fuck did we get you? This is your fault.
You said you'd take drugs. I asked you.
Yeah.
I didn't
make it awkward.
Yeah. But like, okay.
Anyway, so right. So that's eschatology.
You should just take drugs now. Like
I have actually been taking some. Lately. Some.
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 I thought you said Sulma. And I was like, what's Sulma? Like, is that a pharmaceutical? I want some Sulma. Is it nice? Sulma.
I'll give you some later.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's the euphoria. Eschatology is the euphoria, this kind of energy of thinking the end is about to come. However, the death drive, and again, we're going to think about death drive in a few different ways. And I'm sorry for any Freudians here because I'm going to not do a classic Freudian reading. But anyway, the death drive can be better thought of as the reality, right? In the fact that the world doesn't end and it keeps going. Like what happens after the cult declares the world's going to end on this day and then it doesn't end, right? So, what do we do? In other words, the death drive is what do we do after the end times when the end actually hasn't come? So, for the Heaven's Gate cult, for me, the interesting thing was, other than obviously the tragedy of fucking murder and mass suicide, was that they all the cult members wore the same Nike shoes, which are called decade shoes that you can see in that top picture.
I want some now. I hate Nike.
Yeah. But that one is kind of interesting because of that history, and that to me that's the I mean it's the punctum of the cult, because it's sort of weird that they're a cult about the end of the world, but then they had this uniform that was Nike, and these particular shoes that were called decades, which is also interesting because that's like a period of time, right? End of the world. Why would you wear something for decades?
Yeah.
But what we're really seeing there is like the continuation of capitalism, right? Where like the consumer object remains on the bodies after like they've had their rapture moment, but the the system of exchange and capitalism kind of continues. And so why I'm talking about that is because
That's exactly my point. Why I would take the clothes off to get rid of all that shit. Do you know what I mean? Not to be part of it.
Not have to
it's
need
the
it
end
anymore.
of it. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Which is probably why they won't.
Thank you, audience, for understanding who I am. The one person,
well done.
Tim.
I think that's the first time you've brought something back in
Yeah.
an actual way that makes sense.
Thank you.
Well done.
I'm thinking about like no more Nike, no more Fiyus, no more Levi's, no more shit that I have to fucking think about in my brain anymore. Like that consumes me. Why I work for every single day to buy a haircut, to buy a fucking packaged food, you know, with like a brand on it. Like I go, ooh, that fucking green juice design looks good. I might buy that because the font they're using on that fucking organic symbol looks great. I actually think like that. Like all of you do. Like we all become
Even
part of
cults
this.
do.
And that's because of Freud, right? Like, you know, Freud has done this to us because of desire and his fucking nephew, Bernard. What's his name? Bernard, who was like an
Edward
avatar.
Yeah.
Who was like, you know, brought like fucking cigarette smoking to people in like the consumption of the 1950s. I am smarter than what I look. I know. Like, free yourself. Don't wear underwear. It's one step towards running around nude. Sorry. Heavens.
Advice from Mel. Having a gets cult. So
I would have joined this cult.
I'm glad you didn't.
Yeah, okay.
So
I've never joined a cult.
no, you just want to be a cult leader.
I am
You
part
are
of a cult.
You
We're
are
part of the cult of the world. The world is a cult.
Fucking hell. So capitalism keeps continuing. So capitalism is another example, right? Like we keep saying, like, and this is like in Marxist critique, and I know like a lot of Marxists get annoyed by this when you say late capitalism. Because late capitalism assumes we're at the end times, right?
That's what I like to think of it. We are at the end times.
Right, but it also is a kind of eschatology of capitalism, if you say that. It's like, fuck it, it's going to end soon. Like, so it's fine. Right?
Yeah.
So in some sense, I also like using late capitalism because it's like, we have to fucking kill this thing. So let's call it late capitalism. But I also kind of prefer hyper capitalism or something like that.
Yeah.
Because it's
exactly what I thought about then.
Yeah, I think it's maybe more accurate, but also because, like so many cults, capitalism keeps getting declared like dead or about to die, and it just never fucking seems to.
It's at that point, right, when you watch Battlestar Galactica in the 90s when Heaven Gates was on, and they would go into a time warp, and the ship would go,
yeah,
right,
yeah.
What other is that Star Trek as well? Like they would
like
just
light speed,
warping,
whatever.
yeah. That's where capital is right now. Like it's at that point where we're just going.
Yeah.
Right. And it's just like berserk, right? Can I just say I've had one of my proudest moments of sowing seeds.
Oh, okay. Right. What are the seeds that you've sown?
The person that I grew.
Yes.
He rang me. No, or texted me, rang me, and he said, "Can I have $20?" And I thought he wanted Epic Pizza, which is a great establishment.
Yeah.
Epic Pizza is on Enmore Road, and it's
sponsor of the podcast.
on the corner of Enmore Road and I think London Street or one of those streets. I can't remember the corner street that it's on, right? It's at the end of Enmore Road, near the Warren View, near Enmore Hotel. And Stefano is the owner. He's a cool guy.
Hellenic?
Huh?
Hellenic?
No, he's Italian. I think from Puglia. We've talked about it, and up north, right? But he's a really cool guy. Like he's a hot man who we'd be gladly watching running around nude at the end of the world. Like screaming, throwing pizzas
up in the air.
Pizzas up in the air. And he's not the typical pizza maker guy.
Yeah.
Because I know, like, all you guys out there, if I say Italian pizza maker, you're thinking of Mario.
This guy's fuckers.
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't look like Mario. He's Stefano.
Yeah, get
Stefano.
Seeds.
Sorry, I thought he was going to buy Epic Pizza. He loves Epic Pizza. I love Stefano. I just wanted to drop that in. because we don't drop in sponsors at all.
And they're getting really annoyed giving us all this money.
Right, yeah, like Death, yeah,
Death Cult.
exactly, Death Cult and
Wayne
like,
here.
yeah, right. So
Join Heaven's Gate.
anyway, you know what he
Follow the
did?
link.
You know what he did with the $20?
What?
He bought Dust Capital from Better Red and Dead. I don't know why I keep on naming all these brands. Better Red and Dead, which is in Newtown, it's a bookshop. We all know it. He bought Dust Capital. Right? 2 volumes. It's like 900 pages. It was on special. Fucking, I think it was a Black Friday special. He bought Marx and he brought it home, and I was like, I'm fucking so happy. Like
That is very proud.
did you see what I did? I just talked about capitalism and consumerism in like the most epic way.
Have you seen that? Do you know who she is?
That's Grimes.
Yeah. What's she reading?
She's reading Marx.
Yeah. She's reading Das Kapital. See how quickly I bring things back.
Wow. I actually really like Grimes.
Yeah.
And I like that she married Elon and she's got kids named 7472136, episode 18.
Yeah, I do too. And now she's reading, post-breakup, she's reading Marx. It's never too late.
Yeah. But she's going to have to be part of his empire for the rest of their kids' lives.
Maybe she can
not.
be part of a Marxist part of that empire. Who knows? Anyway.
Who knows? Maybe she's going to have no influence at all on him, and he's going to hate Marx even more because Grimes is reading Marx. Yeah. That's great. Anyway, I just wanted to, because you mentioned Marx, and I just wanted to mention...
mentioned Marx.
You mentioned Marx. Rewind it. You said something about Marx.
Well, I mean, it's not a bad thing to mention Marx.
No, I love Marx.
Yeah.
Well, kind of. Who's the other guy that you talk about all the time that's around the Marx? He's like his Marxist.
Engels, Marx and Engels.
Engels.
Yeah.
Engels? What's their first name? Because we talk about Carl.
Oh, fuck. Carl and... Oh, I don't know.
See, like...
Oh, shit. I don't know.
It's Mr. Engels.
Mr. Doctor,
Mr. Engels. Calling Dr. Mr. Engels.
Dr. Mr. Engels. Anyway, next slide.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I
went too far.
Oh, you did?
I went way too far.
Well, I've seen stuff.
I even put pictures in for you.
Yeah. Like, can I...
There are pictures on almost every slide.
Yeah.
That's hard for me. I know I'm an art theorist, but it's hard for me to do that.
You should use this next year in your lectures.
Yeah, maybe I will.
And you should start. You know what you could do? You could actually just play this in one of your lectures. Sit back.
Yeah, but I like this being a literal waste of my time.
Yeah.
So that's eschatology as a whole, right? So all you need to think about is a cult. You understand eschatology.
Yeah.
But we're all kind of living it. We all kind of feel it. As you say, we all kind of feel like we're in the warp drive. Yeah. Everything's speeding up. And so we assume when something's speeding up, it must fucking end in a crash at some point. But now let's talk about eschatology specifically within art, and in particular post-enlightenment. So we're talking...
I keep on forgetting this is an art podcast.
It's not really. I mean,
it kind of is.
It's very rare that we actually talk about art.
I talked about you yesterday.
Oh. So the eschatology of art post-enlightenment. So basically the argument is that postmodern science, how does art kind of respond to this? And essentially we get romanticism. Romanticism is that big shift in art. And what romanticism is doing is giving up its truth claim, right? Because science is increasingly dominant, right? And its claim to truth. And really what we say when we say science, we mean capitalism. We mean like the predictability of stuff into the future is what science gets determined as. Right, so that's the scientific method. An easy way to think about this is that in the 18th century, so like essentially at the start of Enlightenment, science was more enmeshed with art or sensual ways of understanding the world. So the the way to think about it is like, okay, you have a beaker of piss in front of you, right? And you're like, what is this piss salty? And it's like, well, if you're a romanticist or if you're an artist, right? If you're a sensualist, you put your finger in it and you lick it and you go, oh, it tastes salty, or it doesn't taste salty, right? But obviously that's a sensual relation of you to a material. In what enlightenment tries to do is to take that sensuality out of it, so that you get a little, instead of licking it, you get a little pipette. You put it on a slide, you put it in a machine that tells you exactly how much salt in it, right? So that's the direction that science goes into, a machinic, industrial, predictable, accountable kind of system.
So is Romanticism around the 18th century, is that where we talk about the sublime?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it starts to move out of a certain type of truth claim, and I'll return to what art's truth claim might be, and then get more and more obsessed with the sublime, but also aesthetics, right? So it becomes like about beauty and about like more beautiful than beautiful. It essentially is the start of the spectacle.
Yeah.
And so the art's like, well, science can't do that, but we can kind of do this thing. We can do the spectacle thing.
I've been doing this thing. I know
No, you're right.
I've been doing this thing where I do like 2 lines of poetry on my Instagram for like the last 10 years. Do you know what I mean? And I do a story. And yesterday, it's really coincidental. I wrote. I don't know where like I think about these things from. Like I know it's like it comes from God. I think
Comes from me.
Comes from you. But I wrote the sublime is disappointing. I like that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that too.
Yeah, so I just thought I'd share that with you.
Well, the sublime is disappointing in a kind of, where perhaps the sublime is eschatological, because it's the idea, Kantian sublime in front of a massive waterfall, right? You feel this overwhelming, wah! But then you got to fucking walk away from the waterfall. Like the end, it doesn't kill you. Like the whole point of the sublime is this power that could destroy you, but it doesn't destroy you. And so you feel that, and then you feel ripped off because it didn't do the thing that it was supposed to do. And in fact, you don't want it to do the thing because that would obviously kill you. Blah blah blah. Anyway, it's like seeing that go and see. I need to stop saying fuck, because I realize that doing this editing, I realize I swear. I mean, I know I swear a lot, but I swear a lot.
It's okay.
It's okay?
Yeah.
All right. Anyway.
Is it when you hear it back, you go...
I just go... And it's not that I don't... I like it. I don't know. There's just something... Anyway, whatever. There's something about swearing that I'm like, should I be swearing this much? Yes, I should be swearing this much. Anyway, that go to see a fucking crocodile or a shark, and they want to get in the fucking tank when the shark comes up and bites the cage, right? That's the sublime feeling where it's like, oh, this great white shark could fucking eat me, but I'm safe in this cage, so I want to get as close as possible to the experience. But then it's like a fucking ruined orgasm because the shark doesn't actually bite you in half. So that is the sublime. That's the disappointment of the sublime. Is that rich can get as close as possible to death without ever having to experiencing it.
Unless
not recognizing
like
a submarine. I mean, at its best case scenario, that happens. But of course, like death, like the presence of death to the majority of the world is what Jasmine Poir calls debility, right? Like you don't need to get off. Like death isn't sublime. Death is the fucking reality for most people, right? It's right there all the time.
Is this why these billionaires, related to Grimes and all that stuff, are just shooting themselves to the space, to the sun? They're trying to be, is it Icarus? Flying towards the sun, dying on the way back down. Motherfuckers.
Because sublime is like a marker of wealth. It's just, that's all it is. It's just an experience industry. Which is what art does, right? That's what art starts to shift towards. So art gives us its truth claim, and yes, Mel, fucking put your fucking
sublime
fucking hand up. You didn't put your hand up. You put your hand to stop me from talking.
I just wanted to go where I wanted to, the sublime is disappointing. You were talking about that. Have you been to the Eiffel Tower before?
No.
You've never been to Paris?
No.
Where have you been?
Not to Paris.
Have you been? Paris is cool.
Yeah,
it really is
cool. I'm not
cool.
opposed to going anywhere. I just haven't been anywhere.
Paris is nothing like the romantic version.
Oh, I'd hope not. Yeah.
Of the movies that we grew up in the 90s.
It's dirty.
But it's really dirty, and that's what's romantic about it.
Yeah.
It's kind of it's dirty, but snooty, but proud.
Yeah.
It's like a vibe.
It's like
Paris
me.
is a vibe. I definitely would go to Paris if I were you. It was surprisingly, I thought I'd hate it. And I surprisingly, it's one of my favorite cities.
Okay.
It's not my favorite city for art. There's not great art there.
Yeah.
But there's great grime there, if that makes sense.
Grimes.
Grimes. Okay, where have you been?
Nowhere.
You've been overseas?
Yeah.
Where?
I don't want to have this conversation.
Okay.
Because it's deeply embarrassing.
Really?
Well, I haven't been anywhere.
To Thailand?
No. Well, that's
Bali. You've been to Bali. This is why. This is what I was talking about before making fun of you. Like, I don't mean to do it.
This is why I edit.
Okay. Well,
Where are the places that I would have gone? And you would name all of them.
have you been to Greece?
No.
You got to come to Greece with me. I'm going to buy a place in Greece, and you can stay there.
Oh. So no, I haven't been to the cradle of civilization.
Okay. Why am I trying to say the sublime is disappointing? Because I remember doing things that you're supposed to think are amazing, right?
Yeah. Like
and
the
seeing
fucking Eiffel Tower.
Yeah. So I went to the Eiffel Tower and I was bored. I was like,
Yeah.
it's not as big as I thought. I think I would get that with
Like
the
a
pyramids. I don't want to go to the pyramids because I don't want to be disappointed.
Yeah.
I go, they're not as big as I thought they would be. Do you know what I mean? Like, all these landmarks in the world I've been to, I was going, okay, there's just a waterfall. Do you know what I mean? Like, wow. Like, So, it's just like, I get the more sublime is hypermediated for me. I get a sublime version of the mediation of that.
So what's your sublime then? Do you get sublime? Do you feel sublime?
I'm really sad.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, sorry. The sublime is disappointing.
Sublime is disappointing. Yeah. Well, but you haven't even felt it, so I don't know.
I feel like I felt it. I feel like I have felt it. I've felt euphoria before. Music does that for me.
Yeah.
Dancing does that for me. I hate dancing, so when I start dancing, it does that. Like it's like something that it's like ripping your clothes off. Do you know what I mean?
But the things that you're supposed to feel sublime, you don't feel anything in.
Not visually. Like look, is this sad? Is this sad? I did feel in the Vatican. I went, fuck off. This is. Like, I was looking around, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
For a moment. I was like, wow. Like, I got caught up in it.
Yeah. Okay. You're allowed to do that.
Yeah. I think my Mona Lisa work, collecting the dust in the Mona Lisa, is that feeling.
Yeah.
That made me more sublime, collecting the dirt in a place where everyone was feeling this, like, I'm looking at the most looked at picture in the world.
Yeah.
Everyone's looking at it, wanting to have a selfie with it.
Yeah.
Turning around, not even facing the Mona Lisa, they're facing their camera and taking pictures, right? And someone's yelling at them to turn the flashes off, right? But like, I was more interested in the dirt.
You see, this is really interesting because so you have the Kantian sublime, and then you have Bataille, who writes about the counter sublime, which he calls formless, right? And obviously Bataille is the philosopher of filth and dirt and dust and shit like that, right? But what's really interesting about the Kantian sublime and the Bataillean sublime is that their primary example that they both use is water, right? It's the same fluid, right? For Bataille, it's like piss. It's like, water. But for Kant, it's like the waterfall. But what I really like is that what you were just describing is that you're in probably the most sublimed space in the world, like at least in the Western world, the kind of Mona Lisa, the pilgrimage for non-religious fuckers. And so you're in this space where you're supposed to be feeling the sublime, and you do actually get the sublime, but you get it through the counter sublime. You get it through not the thing you're supposed to like have a transcendental experience with, or like a powerful experience in front of, because that thing is disappointing. You have it actually with the filth and the dirt of the people who are going there to feel the sublime and leave this kind of like the sweat of the sublime is the thing that you're actually interested in, right?
The labor,
the kind of just the humanness of the kind of bodiliness of these people who are trying to reach something.
The ghosts,
but the actual like physical, like material ghosts that are left. Yeah, so that's interesting, Mel.
Yeah,
I've always really liked that work, but I think now your work, I think now that I can understand it a bit better. Yeah,
that's exactly. And you know what? We get caught up in writing about our own work in a way that's you feel like it's going to be accepted by an authority. Yeah, the authority being whoever's going to read it. Do you know what I mean? And I like to try to break that, and you just did. You broke it in a really nice way. Then.
So, art gives us this truth claim towards a spectacle and aesthetics, speeding up to an impending endpoint. So, in other words, art has given up some of its power to science, and it recognizes or can foresee in the future that art is going to disappear, or at least the use value of art doesn't exist, right, or isn't going to exist. And so this is where we have the speed up through the 18th and 19th century of essentially spectacular and aestheticized movements, romanticism, mannerism, baroque. They're all more and more spectacular, right, or sensual and spectacular, but they also aren't making truth claims. They're just like, enjoy this thing, have pleasure in this thing, because art might not be around for much fucking longer. Then obviously in the mid-19th century, we have the camera, which just reinforces this idea that art is like, its duty is pretty much disappearing.
At this time, right, we're looking at the 18th century. At this time, what's happening in Australia? Or like...
What, in terms of art? Or
in terms of art.
So, 18th century art.
1700s, right?
Yeah, so not much.
Not
by the 18th century, though, you have the first
botanists and
artists. Botanists. So you have the first botanist, you have Joseph Banks, who wasn't a botanist, but he wasn't. He didn't draw. He brought a botanist who could draw with him on the trip, and he died on the trip. But in colonial Australia in the 18th century, the first artists were, of course, forgers, right? So they're the prisoners who were brought here for forging. So they're like landscape paintings. Like one of the first ones is of Surrey Hills, where we are right now, and that is like a pastoral English kind of landscape, looking quite literally very close, maybe less than a kilometre from where we are now, as the first colonial painting of its time. And he was a forger. And then you have Barron Fields as the first poet in 1830. So, so at that point, we don't have an eschatology of art here. It's interesting in the 18th and 19th century, because it's still very much about art has a truth claim here, which is like it has to project a fantasy of colonization. So it still has a duty. It's performing a duty. Whereas in Europe, that's less so, that duty. I mean, obviously art still does that, but its duty is more about like entertainment and more about the spectacle than it is here. Here it is more of a documentation, even though that documentation is done by forgers. So it's in its very inception a forgery. And which is perfect, right? Because it is a fantasy, it is a forgery, so it kind of works. I think John Curran is like a good example of that. The aesthetics of it just drip with that kind of excessiveness of eschatology. This is like a painting for the end times for me.
It's great. I like the reflection. That's the best bit of this painting.
100%. 100%. And that kind of goes to us talking about like looking in the mirror, right? Because the reflection is actually looking at us.
Yeah, exactly.
In that work. But there's something, I do like these works too. Like there's something like so obscene and ridiculous about these works.
Have you met John?
No, I haven't met John.
Why do you not like him?
Just I've heard him interviewed a bunch of times. But again, it's like I don't like the persona of him as an artist in a way that I do like it, right? He's like a Jeff Koons, right? Just an asshole artist. Yeah. And obviously like everyone does like gender critiques and everything on him. It's like, yeah, obviously. Like, but that's kind of the point, right? It's this obscene like genderedness of the works. I
would take Jeff Koons any day over Damien Hirst.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Sorry. I fucking hate Damien Hirst. I don't know why.
Hirst is worse, even though Hirst is similar to this, right? There is an end time. Well, no, not even really. Hirst is more death driver because he's just a straight up capitalist. Whereas these works are kind of like they're mannerist, which is kind of interesting. Anyway, so that's one side, the eschatology post-enlightenment. In the 20th century, this just accelerates. Okay, so for the first half of the 20th century in modernism, this is weird for me to do, but this is like a classic modernist kind of narrative, except I'm reading it in a way that you wouldn't normally read modernism, which is essentially the parade of isms through the first half of the 20th century is this frantic ecstasy of the end times, right? This is like art is going to end. Let's quickly do everything that is possible with art before it ends. Yeah. And so that's why we get everything, right? That's why we get all these manifestos. We get this like really quick changing in styles and then throwing out the old style, coming in with the new style, etc. Right? Because art is ending, truth doesn't matter because there isn't any time to test these claims, right? Like you running out with no clothes on, doesn't matter that it's illegal because the world's going to end, right? Yeah. So same here. In modernism, you can make whatever outrageous claim you want and it doesn't matter because it's not going to be tested again. So it's a race to an end without any with these sort of absolute claims, often in the form of manifestos that will never be tested. It is essentially nihilism because it's like the end, except it's an energetic nihilism. It's not a depressive nihilism. There's a lot of energy that's involved in here. it's essentially like the orgasmic joy of the rapture, where people would say, "Oh yeah, if the world's ending, I'm going to go out and fuck." Right? It's like what, like why? But also like, okay, that's that kind of desire to just like enjoy, imperative to enjoy in that kind of end time. So that's the kind of how I'm starting to think about the notion of eschatology in relation to art up until the middle of the 20th century, which is essentially just an acceleration of styles. The more that it feels like art's ending, art's kind of coming to an end point.
Yeah.
That makes sense?
I love that. I love this work.
Malevich's Black Square, 1915.
I don't know why I love it. I know you said it's racist, and it says
No, I love it too.
I don't know why I love this work.
That's
so much.
everything. That's why I love it.
This gave me permission to be an artist. This work, and that's my sublime moment. Seeing this in real life.
You seen this in real life?
Yeah. I've been to places, man. You know where I saw it? At Peggy Guggenheim's gallery in Venice.
Huh. What was it doing there?
It exists there. There's a version of it there. There's like a few of them, right?
Yeah, there are a few of them.
Yeah. There's
Okay, so you saw
Black
that
Square.
version. Yeah.
I think Peggy
that one?
owns that one.
Yeah.
Because I did get another. I got my rocks. I get my rocks off on art. Seeing art for the first time. I was really disappointed with Dali. Seeing a Dali for the first time.
Yeah.
I was like, especially the one that I really like. You know, the one that is staring in the the Oedipus one.
Oh, yeah,
the
narcissist
egg,
one.
The narcissist one.
Yeah.
It's tiny. It's a tiny painting. I thought it was grand. I thought, and you know when the aura of the paint strokes when you go really close to it.
Yeah.
He's a sloppy painter.
Yeah.
Right? He's not like
Sloppy Dali.
Yeah, they do look better photographed, his paintings, I feel like, than in real life.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, he understood that though, I think. Like, I think
Yeah.
he's one of the first artists to understand the reproduction as being like having more power than the original. Anyway, but this is also really small. So
Yeah, it's
you don't mind small things.
It's about that big.
Yeah, it's like 40 by 40.
Yeah. I don't know why I like this
maybe a
painting
bit
so
bigger.
much. I don't know why. What is it
Okay,
about
you
it?
can like it. I like it too.
I love how it's hated by everyone. Even when I show this to people.
Is it though? I mean, it is hated by everyone, but it's also in every fucking art history textbook.
Why I like it is that I show it, everyone hates it as an artwork, and then by the end of it,
swing it around. Oh, you feel like a god.
Yeah, I can.
If you can make someone like a black square, then you can do anything, right?
Yeah, right.
It's
But I
only
made
a cult
myself
thing.
like it.
Yeah.
Like I made myself convince myself that
Yeah.
I like this black square.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. I do too. I like
Yeah.
it. Shall I explain why I like it?
Please do. Yeah.
So there are many. I use this in part 2 of History of Contemporary Art. I now open every week with this, and I use it to explain every theme of that course because it can. Like that's the kind of beautiful thing about it. It's so flexible in what it can do. So this is don't fucking slurp. You know what I also know? I know you need a piss because your knees.
No, I don't.
Oh, is that just caffeine? Maybe.
Maybe, I
Okay.
don't know.
All right. Sorry. I'm misreading your body. I'm sorry.
No, I think I'm doing more this if I need to. I think that's the stance.
the
I start
universal
wiggling around.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm not. No, I don't need to piss. But why did you say that?
Because I need to piss.
Go piss. I'm going to play some music.
Okay. You go
Wait,
play some music.
Can I play some music?
I'm
Will
sure
it
you
record the music?
It will if you turn it up. Yeah.
What did I call it? Sublime is disappointing.
Sublime is disappointing. Yeah.
There is a song called "The Sublime is Disappointing." Where's the internet? Can you just? Is that the internet there?
Yeah.
Okay. I am just gonna talk to Tim like he's here. And imagine.
Oh, I like that. I like that image. It's a little surrealist painting. Who is the?
It's the caretaker.
Also, that's not the title of the track.
No. We could have this just playing in the background as we talk.
Quite nice.
Yeah. Is there a way to loop this? Let's see. Playback. Yeah, most probably. Let's not have it. Okay, that was.
That was a good interlude. Perfectly timed.
The Sublime is disappointingly elusive. Not the song that I was thinking about, but it's close. By The Caretaker. Topic.
Is this your audition for FBI radio?
No, but I've wanted to do this.
Disappointingly elusive by The Caretakers.
The Caretaker. This is Melletios Kyriakidis, Melletios Alexandros Fantino Kyriakidis with Dr. Tim Gregory.
We'll be answering your questions about sex cults for the next hour.
Yeah. Let's do it, Tim. Let's start.
I like that blue tape thing. I don't know what that was.
What's the blue tape?
That one.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah, I'm a little bit over the taping things. I saw Snoop Dogg's latest artwork where he taped a massive joint to the wall like the banana. And
Yeah, but
he got
don't fucking flatten what I just said. That's not the same.
No, it's not the same. It's actually quite aesthetic. But like, I think I'm.
You're over that, man.
Look at that. Look at the modernist def drive, the black square,
Yeah.
and then the box with the
Tape, maybe that's why.
tape with the square on it.
Mate.
It's all squares. I love Castle's piss work.
Yeah, that's a good square.
Yeah, that's a good. It's kind of
cube.
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 It's like postmodern, right?
Yeah,
Cube
the
is
move from
yeah.
the square to the cube.
Yeah, we've talked about this.
We have talked about it.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about this though.
I feel like we've talked about the square once.
We have talked about the square. Haven't talked about it like this.
Okay, yeah, let's talk about it. Let's talk about like a socialist would.
Yeah.
Like a Soviet socialist.
That's wow. You've just literally read that quote. Good on you.
No, I didn't. I
Really?
did not. No, I saw the word socialist, not the word Soviet.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah, it's what I do though. best.
Yeah, I know.
My intuition is like
Your intuition to read a word on the slide.
is great. No, sometimes. Hey, how many times
know,
have I
I
done
know.
like not knowing what your slides are going to be and
you
like
predicted it.
because it's not, I wouldn't say predicted, predictable.
I'm predictable.
Yes, you are. Okay.
Yeah. That's
When you talking about your penis
yeah.
as a separate entity to your body, right? Like it doesn't exist on you, but it exists with you.
Yeah.
It's what do you call that? Is that like
What do you mean? Do I have
like a
name?
separation? Why do men do that for? Why do
I
they
don't.
separate?
I don't.
Oh, okay.
I don't.
But you just did before with my penis. You separated it from my body.
Yeah, because I was making a joke.
Oh, okay.
I don't think of it like a
Yeah.
separate entity.
Yeah.
I know that a lot of people do.
They do, right? Like they name them.
Yeah, exactly. We've talked about this as well before.
Yeah, this is good exposure therapy. This is really good exposure therapy to the insights of like
Masculinity.
Masculine.
in the
Let's just talk
21st
about
century.
men. Do you know what I mean? Like, because men
Yeah, we
need
do.
to be talked about more.
We
I
do,
reckon.
and we've only done 4 episodes on men.
Yeah.
So-
Like, let's do more. Do you know what I mean?
Their
so
voice
talk-
is just not heard enough.
Yeah.
So let's talk.
Let's
more.
talk about. So we're just. I'm really fascinated on how people piss. Because we all piss differently, and that toilet is a great artwork. You know, I've talked
Yeah.
about the leaks on the ground before.
Oh yeah.
Like, you know, who's pissing on where?
Yeah.
There's marks. We leave marks. Karl Marx is everywhere.
Yeah.
We leave capital everywhere. Do you hold your penis in your hand when you piss, or is it like? Because I've seen people do this at the pub. Like they put their hands on the
Oh, I don't do that. I don't do like.
I would
they're
never
being
touch anything.
Frisked by the cops, kind
Yeah,
of thing.
or being talked to.
Yeah. No, that's performative. I feel that, or like putting your hands behind your head, kind of thing.
Yeah,
I've seen people do that. I don't do that.
yeah,
I do occasionally do a no hand,
yeah.
but it's not performative.
Okay.
It's like if you got a urinal that's like a wall one,
yeah,
there's no real necessity to aim at that point, right?
that's true.
So if there's my thinking on that is purely practical.
Yeah.
If I'm having to aim at a particular spot, then I will get my hand involved.
It's really weird. It's
Is it
fucking,
weird? I mean,
it's weird. It's just men are weird. Men are
weird.
Men are really weird. Like, I get intimidated if I listen to the stream being really like hard and pushed out. Like, like I'm so lazy. I don't even do that. Like I just like.
The
let it
men
drip
do
out.
that. When I didn't.
Mine's like.
It is such a.
There's some people like, woo, like it's out there, man. It's like far out. Like I am the person that uses I love the mixed gendered toilets because I'm alone.
Yeah.
Right. I love that.
You are alone.
And I love walking into a toilet. And if I see men in the toilet, I walk out. Like I rather be in pain and agony than go into a toilet when there's other men.
That just makes sense to me.
I have performance anxiety. It's not even performance. I'm not even trying to perform.
It's a fucking I think that's the right approach.
Yeah.
Why would you want to go in a space where there's only men?
I don't want to talk to people that are a little bit inebriated. Like,
because that's
because they're confident. They're confident. I don't want to
the
talk
toilets more than ever.
Yeah, like
confident.
you're probably a fucking arsehole. You're probably a homophobe, right? And you're going to talk to my penis while I'm pissing. Like, I don't want to talk to, like, you're probably nice as well, though. Like, you're probably all those things. Most chances are, 99% of the chance, if most men, and I'm sorry that, I don't know why my friends want to date men.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why.
It's cruel. It's cruel optimism. It's this kind of like
why?
Belief that there is something in men that you should like.
They're comical and dangerous.
Yeah.
Like
there's nothing.
Like the Hinge thing. Like when my friends flick through it. Like my friends, I really like them, and they're flicking through Hinge.
Literally thought you were talking about a door.
No, like the Hinge is a app where where they flick through.
Right,
I don't even know if they flick through or go up and down. They always change the cycles of how you nominate people to be in your life for a drink at a bar. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get it. But I'm hot.
You're not what?
I'm hot.
You're hot?
I'm hot. You told me I was hot.
Yeah.
I mean, you're just saying, like, just pointing out.
I don't think you'd be hot on Hinge, though.
No, I don't think I'd be a hot Hinge.
You wouldn't be a hot Hinge.
But that does the whole pissing hard thing. That's such an interesting thing because I haven't thought about it till now. But it is such a masculine competition thing.
Yeah.
Because it is entirely deliberate to like push the piss out as hard as you can, right?
Yeah.
And make that sound. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, I know. Who does that?
Like, attacking something.
Yeah, Wayne does that in the
Wayne
first.
does that. Wayne did that. Yeah, he wouldn't have dribbled all over his Nikes though.
Cult leaders do that, right?
Yeah, they push it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, so death drive and modernism. So
Yeah.
we've just talked about the eschatology of modernism, right? The speeding up, fucking do anything to everything, data, surrealism, desire, blah, 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 blah. At the same time in modernism, however, we have the black square. We have the death drive, which is a different approach to end times. Still thinking about end times, but in thinking about what happens after the end, after the rapture, right? That's what a death drive is. That's why I'm talking about death drive. So this is where we get Russian suprematism. We get abstraction and stuff like that, right? So it's a recognition that of the end, and that the end needs a certain aesthetics for that post-end.
I've never thought of it like that before.
Yeah, it's like what happens, like what is this? Another way of putting it is like what's the aesthetics of heaven?
Yeah.
Right? Where nothing changes, everything is perfect. What art would be in heaven? Now the answer to that is that no art in heaven, right? Because art is towards something that doesn't exist, and if it's perfect, then it exists. Blah 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 blah. But for the communists in particularly in Russia, there was this idea. Well, capitalism has ended. Like we've ended capitalism. Communism is here. Communism, from a Marxist perspective, is the end. Right?
Yeah.
There's nothing beyond communism. We've transcended to the point of no further possible change. And so we need to think about what does art look like in that perfect equilibrium, in that perfect system. So I think about the black square as this opposite of eschatology. It's just like, okay, I'm going to think about what an art forever is going to look like for this perfect world. We're in the end times, like he's painting this at the end times during the revolution, but he's not thinking about the end, he's thinking about what's after the end, and he's making art for that moment, right? So it's the art of an inanimate nihilism, And this is where Freud comes in, because that's actually Freudian definition. Like an inanimate nihilism is that like inanimate in the sense that like nothing is going to change. Like it's just going to be, and this is what utopia means. Utopia means no place. It's just perfect and also nothing at the same time. Reading Keti Chakharov.
I'm not even
I'm going to say
try.
Chakharov. I
I'm
think
not gonna-
Chakharov's pretty close.
Chakharov.
Oh, I don't know like that, but
Chakharov.
thank you.
Thank you.
From this year. So in the early revolutionary conditions of the Soviet socialist state, before and after 1917, which is about the time this was painted, the sublimation of art implied both an expanded socialization of art practice and a constitutive convergence of life, labor, culture, and science. So,
Constructive.
oh fuck.
Sorry, I didn't. Well, the teacher came out of me.
Yeah,
there.
no.
I
And
corrected
a
you.
constructive convergence of
Yeah.
life, labor, culture, and science. So what's been argued here is, of course, this idea that art, the sublimation of art it's like endpoint, right? So what does it get consumed into? It gets consumed into the convergence of life, labor, culture, and science. So instead of like the Western notion or the capitalist notion of science being the thing that like feeds into capitalism, what we have in a socialist like understanding is that all of these things get consumed under communism, right? So and they're all kind of equal. They're all part of this like constructive convergence coming together of all these things. And put it in a really simple way, Boris Groys, great kind of writer, very clear writer on socialist art, views the principal emancipatory, like liberatory tool of socialism as a shift from competition to collaboration. Pretty obvious, right? Capitalism is competitive, communism is collaborative. Competition being the race to the end. So think about the capitalist modernist, so that's surrealism, Dada, and expressionism, all this kind of stuff. Even though a lot of them were communists, they were working in a capitalist system and structure. That was a competitive, right? You're trying to race to the end, race to do something new, race to be the first there. So that's capitalism as eschatology, and then collaboration being after the end, which is socialism and the death drive. So I think you can actually kind of separate two strands of modernism. They're both interested in the end, but one is interested in a kind of capitalist end, a speeding up, and the other is interested in this, like, what would a collaborative end look like, where there is no authorship, where this is just a black square. This is towards something which is this constructive collapse of all these fields into one, which is why this work can mean everything and nothing at the same time. So they're the two. So essentially we have, because I know we have to talk about zombies. Every time
Fucking
we do it.
love zombies. I love zombie modernism.
Yeah.
You know?
So that's why I thought I'd bring this back, because I think we can split these two things and think about the black square is the zombie, right? The black square is this like continuing forever kind of figure that's just like this flat ontology, like equilibrium, where the zombie just sort of exists in a plane. Now that's the death drive, right? That's the death drive of modernism. That's the black square, where these like perfectly balanced paintings kind of exist in this world, like this coming zombie world of communism, which obviously wasn't present at the time that he was painting it, but that was the horizon. Right? And capitalism had been defeated, so it was in some senses emergent.
It doesn't let you die. A zombie is not, it's animated life. It doesn't let you die.
Yes.
You're always going to be part of that capital structure, right? Feeding off it.
Yeah.
It's ugly. It's like it exposes the beauty of capitalism, which is ugly.
Well, that's the traditional like reading of the zombie. So that's the Dawn of the Dead, Romano zombie, which is like a critique of capitalism. But the other way of reading it is as the death drive, which is actually more like a community, right? I mean, if you think about what does a collaboration look like in a group, it kind of looks like a zombie, right? Because there is no leader to a zombie, right? There's no like directionality to a zombie. It is collaborative at kind of every level. It manifests for us from like a capitalist history as ugly and as like undesirable, but from the zombies' point of view, like that we never think about, then we can't even really imagine it, right? It's beyond imagination. But the survivor is your Dali, right? Your survivor is your Picasso, because your survivor is in the ecstasy of trying to survive at the end times. They know the end is coming, right? If you think about any fucking apocalyptic film, the end has either happened or is coming, and they're like the leftovers. So they know their end is coming, and yet there's this powerful like energy and drive to try and stay alive, often through the fucking murder of the thing that is better for them, i.e. being the zombie. We should just become the zombie. We should just become the communist state. But this resistance to it brings a certain pleasure. And I'm going to argue, so on one hand, we've got these, you think about any zombie movie, you've got the zombies and you've got the survivors. It's a good way of thinking about your black square as being the zombies, this kind of like flat, kind of post-end time thing, death drive. And then you have all the modernist artists writing their manifestos and making like new art and, you know, disavowing people and blah, 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 getting into fights. They're the survivors, right, who are trying to make art in the end times. So the survivor, however, comes back, I think. So there's two ways of thinking about the modernist art. The survivor comes back in the 1990s and early 2000s, and I think even more so now, even though kind of zombies have gone off. But what's replaced it, what's the new survivor, is the rise of like masculinity, right? Because now, like all those models of zombie hunting, protecting family bullshit from the 90s and 2000s, they were predicated on there being an apocalypse, right? And so there was this like orgiastic excuse of violence within the structures that we have within heteronormativity. When you get down to the core of it, it's the man that's protecting his family, right? And so it allows for that. It allows for that kind of violence. That's the enemy of eschatology. That in the rapture, you can do anything, right? You can have a genocide because the rapture's coming, right? So we need to, whatever violence is necessary, then do it. But it's not even like, it's not necessary in the sense of like industrial coldness. There's an enjoyment in it. Like so many of these survivor films, like obviously the way that they're shot, like the way in which like a zombie is like shot up, right? There's a pleasure in that violence, right? And so
they continue moving even though it's like you know, it's like there's no depth to it. Like
you just got to keep fucking torturing it and killing it over and over and over again. Right? But you're getting off on it, right? There's this pleasure in it, even and an energy to it.
Yeah, and it's repetitive, right? Because there's always going to be another zombie.
There's always more,
like
right? Yeah. But this repetitive of masculinity where you constantly have to prove yourself, right? So this thing, like you shoot it, it's dead, but that you still have to be on guard because it could come back and you have to fucking shoot it again and shoot it again and shoot it again, which is not just violence, it's sexual violence, it's everything that comes with that kind of brand of masculinity, which was acceptable or allowable within the spectacle of apocalyptic films and TV shows. But by the time we get to like the Trump era, like 2015 on, that starts to become just a declaration of like, well, men need to be like that now. Like because we're in the end times, right? And the end time is like a white replacement or whatever, right? Like there's these narratives of end times of like, we're in the end time because men aren't being men. Yeah. So now there's the language, that language that has come from these apocalyptic scenarios has been imported into a kind of daily reality for these like men's right, this praise of masculinity, which has come through the re-rise of fascism. Yeah. Which is what Toscano in his book, amazing book, Late Fascism, interesting, called Late Fascism, right? Because it's already like an eschatology of fascism. Yeah. It talks about as the erotics of fascism, that most people think of fascism as kind of devoid of erotics, or this like pretty kind of like cold like violence, but actually it's full of erotics, right? It's full of masculine erotics of being allowed, which is just being told that you can go and be violent. And I think we just see it so modeled so much in zombie films that then just gets picked up and like, well, let's just declare it end times now, so you can behave like this. You should behave like this, and also that it's natural for you to behave like this. Yeah. Anyway, so I just wanted to sort of briefly mention that.
No, that's okay. I mean, it's okay. It's okay, Tim. That's Rick and that's Daryl.
Yeah.
Rick and Daryl. What's great about what you were talking about before is like, you know, there's no cops and there's no law. But like the fact in The Walking Dead, which makes it like such a good series. But I have to admit, I think I switched off around like season 6 or something like that. It was too much zombies. And I do want to go back one day and feel that boredom that I did. You know, like, you know, feel the void. Rick, he's a cop.
Yeah.
Before the zombies come. Mm-hmm. and Daryl is like a non-cop. He's the anarchist. He's the free. He's the easy rider. He's
Kind
the
of
guy.
criminal-esque.
The criminal
adjacent.
Yeah, the criminal adjacent, and they become the two most survivors. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like offshoots of their own shows and all that stuff, right? Isn't that interesting? How one, the police, the cop has it's still, you can never get rid of the culture of the cop. You know, the cop might turn into a nice person because we know cops aren't.
Yeah.
But we end up liking him. You know, he's our father. He will protect us. He's the masculine hero. And yet he brings the culture of what police are there, the overseers of slaves, and the protection of capital rather than the body. Do you know what I mean? Where Daryl, who's battling that his whole life, the two people that are battling, one's battling the system, one is protecting the system, the capital, kind of like have this weird common relationship, right?
They do, and that to me, that is I think it's a really important point where Rick is the authority cop figure, Daryl is the anti-authority figure.
You know, uses the bow and arrow,
right,
on a motorcycle. Yeah,
right. So absolutely, you have the insider and the outsider.
Yeah.
The thing they share is masculinity. Yeah, right. So that's what's being reduced here. It's like there is this notion that what's been argued. We don't believe this, of like masculinity, which at its core is about this protective violence, or what Herzog calls sexy racism. In a book that's just come out. It's a really great book. And that kind of naturalizing of violence, which, remember, the survivor is just, in a zombie film, is just the settler colonist, right? They've got their property that they're protecting from the outsider, which is the zombie, right? So it is just this reenactment of a very particular history, but it's an attempt to naturalize it. And what I think we've seen in at least the last 10 years is a re-rise of this like erotics of masculinity, of fascist masculinity, which is this settler colonial masculinity of allowable and acceptable, and not only allowable and acceptable, but kind of dutiful violence done by both the insider and the outsider. I mean, not the outsider in the sense of like First Nation, but the outsider white guy. Which, again, those two tropes are the main tropes within Hollywood films, right? The bad guy that's really a good guy. Or the cop that, blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
Sublimation.
Sublimation. I like that as a term.
Yeah. It's disappointing.
It's disappointing.
It's anti. How are we going for time?
We're doing all right. I've got time. I kind of feel like if I release this as a Christmas one, I might just do a long one.
I'm so disappointed that you called it a Christmas one. I hate. I'm
against. That's why I like saying
I'm against Christmas. Like,
of course I'm fucking against Christmas.
Like I don't even like the plural, like the
Christmas.
Xmas.
Oh, right.
Xmas. I don't like. No. I don't even like the holidays. I don't like it.
No.
It's like there's no holidays. The holidays is when we die. That's death, not retirement.
Fine, I won't fucking release it then.
Yeah, do not release it, but like, do you know what I mean? Not like as a Christmas special.
No, but I kind of like the horror of that.
I hate Christmas specials on
me too,
on television. Like they've been making these things all year, and then all of a sudden like they feel like they're 5-minute productions, like they're all the same story,
like they forgot it was Christmas. Actually they've been doing it.
Like fucking hell, man. Like, yes, Santa Claus is alive in New York or wherever he's alive, and fucking is about, like, no one believes in Christmas anymore, but then they believe in it again.
We could make people believe in Christmas with the power of our voices, Mel.
Fuck Christmas, man. Fuck Nazis.
Yeah.
Fuck KFC. Fuck the police. What else can you fuck? Don't fuck these things. Actually, fucking should be enjoyable.
Well, that's it, right? This is the erotic pleasure. Don't fuck this. Fuck something cool.
Yeah.
Fuck something sexy.
Yeah.
And hot.
Fuck queer folk.
Yeah.
Fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself. All right.
Yes. Don't fuck fascists.
Yeah. Fuck fascists. I mean, don't fuck fascists. Don't fuck fascists. It's hard not to to go the other way.
I know.
Yeah.
That's turns out.
Don't fuck Spaniard. Fuck that guy. I mean, don't fuck that guy. Don't fuck men.
Sublimation of
Sorry.
art to capitalism. So
I yelled that out.
what what happens after this, right? So we have the two modernist fucking narratives of the Black Square, Death Drive, eschatology, blah, blah, blah.
Can we make art?
We are making art.
Yeah, I know.
This is art.
I know. But can we like do this like long 3-hour poem of fucking cool things? Like, let's just go, you know, and transcribe it and then put it on
poet.
words.
Put it
But
on words.
not poetry. Let's call it slam poetry because that's so bad. We'll call the title slam.
Perform it at Sappho's and
Yeah.
yeah.
I went to the last one.
Oh, really?
It was the last one.
Oh.
I got into it
Well, why was it the last one?
because the guy that was running it quit.
Yeah, right.
What's his name? Do you know his name?
I don't know.
Rick?
I just know that Richard. Why did I say that? Astrid's been there a few times.
Yeah. It's like a place. My friend Miro was there. He was reading he's a poet.
Yeah.
And he was reading his poetry. I missed it. I really wanted to see Miro's poetry.
It's kind of sad. Like, it's kind of like jazz. I like that I know that it exists, but I like that I've never been.
It was
Actually, no, I don't. I don't like that jazz exists. Poetry I can kind of accept. Jazz I can't.
It's got the same vein, doesn't it?
It does. There's a crossover, isn't there?
There is a crossover. But, you know, like there's two different categories too. Like there's acid jazz, which is really terrible.
Yeah.
And then there's the free jazz.
Yeah, but that's not jazz. That's
Free jazz.
Yeah, free
it's
jazz
like
is
saying
something
jazz, isn't it?
Jazz
free
jazz.
jazz is
Jazz
like
jazz.
saying jazz.
jazzy jazz.
Then there's jazzy jazz and the Fresh Prince of jazz. So sublimation of art.
So postmodernism, right? So 60s conceptualism.
Fuck
comes along.
poetry.
Fuck poetry.
Because poetry's hot.
Fuck poetry.
Yeah, fuck poetry. Fuck
Yeah.
jazz.
Yeah.
Sorry.
60s conceptualism, right? And postmodernism in general and at large is what happens after the orgasm, after the end times, right? So you have all the speed up through modernism, and then suddenly you have no more manifestos, right? We know this. We have postmodernism, and now we have contemporary art, which is just fucking going on forever. Conceptualism comes along. It doesn't test the truth claims of modernism, right? It doesn't go back and test the manifestos, nor does it return to the sensualism of romanticism, okay? So we know this of postmodernism. It rejects both as an idea of what art can do. It does the last possible nihilistic gesture within art, because postmodernism still recognized art's ending. It just hasn't ended when we thought it was going to end, like we are in now, revealing that there was nothing behind the ecstatic nothingness or nihilism of modernism itself. So what do I mean by that? In other words, what conceptualism does, and think of your basic bitch conceptualist artwork, Joseph Coutu's 1 and 3 chairs, all right?
Yeah.
What is it doing? What that work is doing is revealing the magician's trick, right? And the magician here is the artist. It shows literally how the art was made, and it's showing how the art is being made as the artwork itself. As such, it kills any magic that is possibly left in art itself, right? Because it's revealing the trick. With
Yep.
modernism, we can say, oh yeah, it didn't work, and like obviously the manifestos were bullshit, but it's still kind of interesting. There's something there. There's something like magical in what they would in a Dadaist performance, right?
Yep.
When we get to conceptualism, when we see the 1 and 3 chairs, we cannot see magic in that, because it lays out its whole process in front of you and goes, there's nothing here. Now, on one hand, that appears to be an incredibly radically democratic thing. You know that whole thing with magicians, you can't fucking explain the trick unless you're a ticketed magician, right? And it's kind of similar of art, where it's sort of like, you know, a lot of artists, when you hear them talk, they won't talk about, or David Lynch, right? He'll never explain what the movie means, right? Because he doesn't want to, because to reveal the trick would be to destroy some of the magic. But what conceptual art does, on one hand, it kind of reveals the trick of all the art, which is like, there is no trick, right? It is just bullshit. It's always been bullshit, which is fine. You want to believe in it, fine, but it's just bullshit.
Yeah, like when I was growing up and I'd say I was an artist, they would say, oh, you're a bullshit artist.
Right.
And I was like, I think I now use that term. I'm a bullshit artist.
Yeah.
Like, you know, people are like, I'm a painter. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or I'm what's the latest? I'm an interdisciplinary artist. Like we were forced to transdisciplinary, which we were forced to because we thought it was so experimental 10 years ago to call ourselves transdisciplinary. I think you should just go to the core, right?
Call yourself a bullshit artist.
You're a bullshit artist.
Yeah.
I am a bullshit artist. I'm just going to write that, just one word. I'm going to put that on my resume as well.
Yeah.
That's how fucking punk I am, man.
It's so punk.
Yeah. I'm actually not going to even put the word artist in there because it's
Bullshit.
such a wanker.
I am bullshit.
I am bullshit. I am bullshit. And if you say, you have to say in a racist accent, like that was my Greek accent. I am bullshit.
Right.
Yeah, can you do one?
No.
Come on.
I'm definitely not doing one.
Do one.
No.
I give you permission.
Thanks, mate, but that's not how it works.
We'll do it like a robot because like robots have accents. I am bullshit.
I am bullshit.
Thank you.
No, that sounded racist.
No, it sounded like a robot.
Okay, all right.
You sounded like a Greek robot.
Fuck.
I am human.
So it appears that conceptualism is making a kind of radical democratic claim, right? I'll show you how to make the art. So unlike the magician, it's like here's how you can do it.
Yep.
It's literally anyone can do conceptual art, right? But at the same time, it is killing art. It's making it completely pointless because it's like, yeah, now you can make it, but why the fuck would you? Because there's no magic in it, right? There's no reason to make it. The flip side of that, and what I like hate more than anything in the world, is like painters showing sped up videos of how they paint, right? It's like, here's how I make the work, which is just the opposite of this. Somehow it has become the opposite of that. Showing the work is somehow imbued it with magic, I guess, because it's like, you're showing it's not AI or you're showing it's not digital or something. I don't know. Fuck that. Anyway, that's a different thing that I hate. Anyway, so conceptualism demonstrates art's complete capitulation to capitalism because it actively kills art. It's killing art by like showing how it's being made. It's getting rid of the magic, such that all that you're left with is the exchange system. It's still art, but there's literally no art left. So all that is there is the exchange system of capitalism. It is essentially the Nike shoes that are left on the Heaven's Gate cult members, right? They're all dead, but the shoes are still there and operating. The exchange system is still there. So conceptualism is like killing, or postmodernism is killing art, but it's still there.
We never got to that photo. You never explained. So they all died. Eh?
Yeah.
Okay, they were dead, and so we will get back to that photo.
We'll get back to the idea in that photo. But yes, there was a mass suicide.
Yeah.
Except there was a lot of like coercion as well. So it was a mass murder / mass suicide.
So they didn't drink the Kool-Aid.
Well, they drank the Kool-Aid that was poisoned. So contemporary art as capitalist death drive. So now we're talking about, okay, so you have postmodern art and then we have contemporary art. Obviously, it's still a lot postmodern. It takes on a lot of postmodernism, but we call it contemporary art, and we've been calling it contemporary art for 40 years now.
So post-conceptual social practice, maintenance art,
care-based, eco-art, etc. So, okay, so what I'm essentially saying here is that if we think about what are the dominant forms of contemporary art at the moment, right? It's post-conceptual, it's social practice, it's maintenance art, it's care-based art, it's eco-art. It's essentially what Freud called the smoothing of the pillow, right? So it's end times, but now it's not even interested in killing art. What these practices are doing, they're kind of like, they're care-based, they're kind of soft art practices.
I love the smoothing of the pillow. It's like I get up in the morning and I whack the pillow.
Of course you do.
No, like I pick it up and back it down, right?
Yeah.
When I go into my son's room, he just leaves them with the creases in it, and it fucking drives me crazy. I don't know what I've got to decolonize that in my body. Like I feel like there's festering growth in the creases of things. Yeah. Who was the artist that his boyfriend died?
Felix Gonzalez Torres.
Yeah, Felix Gonzalez Torres. What was his boyfriend's name? His partner, his life partner.
I don't know.
Well, this is an important artwork because it is about death, right?
Yeah.
Like an analogy of death.
Yeah. And the creases in the pillows.
The creases in the pillows are like the last time he slept with his partner, and it's a reminding. It's almost like the smell lingers in the bed, so he doesn't want to make the bed. So what he does, he immortalizes that image on capitalist billboards all over New York City from the point where he leaves the house to his workplace. Isn't that fucking cool?
Yeah.
That is a fucking cool work, because that's what our life is our work, right?
Yeah.
You know, but the only time you actually fall in love is when you're asleep in your own world next to the person. You don't even, they escape that journey to work with you in your bed, right?
Yeah.
Like you can read it in so many ways, but that's how I read that work.
Yeah.
It's a romantic work. It's a Gilles Deleuze. It's the work of desire.
Imminence.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
It is. It is.
And the only reason I know these words is because of you, Tim.
Lucky everyone sitting through this then.
Hey, I'm clinically dyslexic. I got tested.
Oh, you didn't tell me this.
Yeah.
When did you get tested?
I didn't. My son did. I'm outing my son, but like,
What? So you're just gonna assume that you are based on someone else's diagnosis?
100%. We're the same. We're the same.
I mean, I know, but you just said that you were clinically diagnosed, and you weren't.
it's like you buy.
I believe you.
It's like buying a DNA test for your brother or sister or your
I
son.
don't think it's quite the same. as
And then
that.
you get the results, and they always say, "You're not the same. But you DNA is different." But like, it's your brother, like it's like or your sister, right? And you,
I have
like,
no
look at
doubt that you're dyslexic.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yep. Anyway, sorry.
So, these practices, right? The dominance in contemporary art at the moment is a kind of social practice where the gallery is sort of this soft space of like where you do care. You kind of do these care practices. There's no ecstasy here though, right? There's no like real enjoyment, no like orgasmic like eschatology, nor is there the kind of death drive of like. Well, I guess it is a sort of death drive of kind of maintenance, just kind of keeping everything as it is. But there's also not a real political commitment, because if there was a real political commitment in any of these social practices, you'd just go out and you'd be the thing, right? You'd be the social worker, you'd be the politician. Again, I understand the critiques of all that and why art is doing something political that other forms can't. I get that. I also want to believe that. But, you know, there are examples of like Posnanski, who was a minimalist artist, cube-based artist, who like quit after 2 years of like really good exhibitions, well known, and just became a social worker because it's like, well, fuck, this doesn't work. Or Jonas Stahl, the New World Summit from 2012, when he brought together leaders from unacknowledged states for a kind of self-organized summit, which in itself, okay, you're doing art as political an organization, but then nothing ever happened after that, right? He moved on to his next project. And so it's these kind of like rehearsals or performances or these sort of like smoothing of the pillow of these like, oh, kind of political, kind of care, kind of eco, but also sort of not at the same time. This is what most of contemporary art is. Now, this is why I think contemporary art does this is because it's essentially the lesser of two evils that you're given the choice of. You can do that work, which essentially, and this is again Chekhov, capitalist conditions inevitably lead to the utmost autonomy of art, so that even social engagement spins around the realm of art and its self-destruction. So, in this sense, what's been argued by here is that ultimately staying in the capitalist death drive is the best way to have autonomy of art. Still, like you can have as much as we want, because you know it's capitalism allows you to be anything and do anything in a kind of strange way, where even social engagement, so even things that seem to be creating community or whatever, spin around the realm of art and its self-destruction. So it's still an end time. It's still like art still can't do anything, but you know, let's at least have a little bit of a community kind of thing happening. And a lot of galleries like this, right? Because it's engagement. It's like it's not too offensive. It kind of ticks all the boxes that you would want from an institution, a contemporary art institution. However, the other option that you could have, fascism, which is the realm of aesthetics, which is Walter Benjamin. So here we have the idea that if the thing that kind of joins post-conceptual social practice, maintenance art, care-based art, eco-art, what joins all these things is they're largely either directly or indirectly anti-aesthetic, right? They're not interested in aesthetics so much, right? They're not painting pretty pictures. They're not making spectacles, anything like that. And so why do they reject aesthetics? They reject aesthetics because aesthetics increasingly is being co-opted, and as it was in the 30s and 40s, now by fascism. So we have contemporary art's rejection of aesthetics in favor of the kind of capitalist death drive. However, contemporary culture at large, so non-contemporary art based, non-cult based, is, I think, a fascist death drive. You can think about like the zombie films that we've talked about, think about all the Marvel films we've talked about, and the most obvious and most recent example is the Sweeney Todd jeans ad example, which you probably have maybe heard about, which is the American Eagle, which is interesting in and of itself as a company, but Sweeney Todd did an ad campaign for them which is Sydney Sweeney why did I say Sweeney Todd? Because that's a fucking book, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I know because we just had Halloween.
It's one of those horror things, isn't it?
What's his name? Edward Scissorhand, director.
Yeah.
He made a movie called Sweeney Todd, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he eats
Which
people.
is, I think, is a book before.
Yeah, he eats kids. He cooks them. And
Cooks
eats
them. He's like a butcher or something.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
a baker or something.
Yeah, which I can see why you would think about eating a person.
Yeah, well,
when it comes to who's that person?
Sydney Sweeney.
Sydney Sweeney
has great genes.
Okay, I've never seen this before.
So there's a big furor, white person, blah blah blah, eugenics, etc., etc.
Yeah, yeah.
It's but it's completely understandable within the context of like the rise of fascist aesthetics.
Yeah, yeah.
In the last 10 to 15 years.
Yeah, and it's being hyper mediated at the moment, isn't it? Like,
yeah,
it's really like.
Well, I mean, it's also AI. Like all like image generation through AI is a fascist aesthetic.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So contemporary art is pushing back against this.
Yeah,
it kind of always has because it doesn't want to have to deal with the problem of aesthetics. Because what is the problem of aesthetics? To accept aesthetics as having power, we must accept that aesthetics can change us, right? Which is Sydney Sweeney has great genes, like literally encoded in her. Looking beautiful, aesthetically beautiful, is something that you can like is encoded into you and you can pass on, and it can change you. This ultimately is the fascism of euthenics, which is not eugenics. Euthenics is cultural eugenics, which the Nazis pursued both eugenics and euthenics. So that there are essentially good and bad pitches, and that good pitches produce better humans, like good genes produce better humans, right? That's the kind of fascism. We can therefore socially engineer through aesthetics, and this is the death drive of socialist realism, the death drive of Nazi image making through the 30s and 40s, and also it's the kind of fascist death drive of this type of advertising of kind of contemporary white fascist culture.
Yeah.
Which we've obviously seen a huge rise in. So contemporary art rejects aesthetics as a way to avoid this problem. However, its rejection still affirms a belief in it, right? It actually is scared of aesthetics, so it won't touch it. Modernism doesn't care about this problem because it was eschatological. In other words, it could do pleasure in aesthetics, it could do the Dali paintings that we all thought were really great, because there was never any feeling it was going to last long enough for those aesthetics to lead to fascism, which unfortunately it did. Contemporary culture and advertising, however, has to believe in euthenics. In other words, a good image will make you buy something, right? So that's essentially just what capitalist aesthetics believes in, right? The more attractive she is, the more jeans she's going to sell, right? Literally, that's why you hire her to do that. However, now, in fact, that's always been in advertising, right? That's why you have attractive people modeling whatever you want to sell. It's fucking obvious, right? There has to be that belief in advertising. However, now what's become more explicit is that connection of euthenics, i.e. a good image will make you do something, to eugenics, which is like race science.
Yeah, I've never heard of the term euthenics before.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
It's one I like throwing around when talking about images.
Yeah, I like that.
I mean, so the Nazis literally believed that the problem, the degenerate art exhibitions.
But
the degenerate art exhibition is a good example because the reason why they thought Picasso and like the Cubists were bad and the Surrealists were bad were not that they were just bad degenerate paintings, perverted paintings, but the fear or the thing that the propaganda was that these bad paintings, so think about a Picasso eye on the side of the face, would literally produce people that looked like that.
Yeah.
Right. So it is the same eugenic idea of this like disability being passed on, right? Which is also bullshit. I mean, it for lots and lots of reasons. Again, Puar's Debility is a great text on this. But this re-rise of like a fascist aesthetic is the same thing, which is like if you like why would you have ugly people in your ad, right? And it's like, and it gets like conflated down to like a diversity EDI kind of argument, right? But under all of that is that these are kind of lesser people, and that's going to produce lesser profit and lesser people. And that's euthenics. Euthenics is this belief that it's not just that Sydney Sweeney, it's like kids will be beautiful because she's beautiful, but people who look at this ad will become more beautiful by looking at her. Right, the literal act, the cultural act of looking. Now that might be because you go out and you buy the jeans, so you're going to literally look a little bit like her, or you might get some cosmetic surgery done to look like her, or just literally psychologically, you now have this image in your head whenever you think of like womanhood. But the idea is not that these are just ugly people. It is literally that these are producing ugly people.
Yeah.
That's the racist sexist / ableist fear. That we only want one particular type of beauty. And also, like, you must be perverted. If you're an artist and you're not producing beautiful paintings or beautiful images, then there must be something wrong with you, right? Because the only purpose of art is to produce beauty. And you still see it in students' work, right? Yeah,
like,
sure.
You still see them struggling.
But you see
the struggle of the beauty of the skill of the drawing, the repetition of the line. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you might be a good drawer, but do you want to do that for the rest of your life? Do you want that repetition of illustrating something over and over again, taking the photo, the replication? Do you know what I mean?
That's the death drive. Like, death drive is that repetition into the future, which is why that ad could have been taken in the fucking 1960s, right?
Yeah.
It's the same fucking ad.
Yeah.
Right? So that's what they're trying to hold on to, this notion of like stable whiteness, beauty, aesthetic.
It's the Calvin Klein jean ad that Brooke Shields did. It's the same ad, right?
It's the same ad.
But so it's a white person with their legs spread.
Yeah.
Good jeans though. Like, actually the jeans and the top is like...
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. But she looks... And again, this obsession with... I hate to say this. It's like this pre-teen look. Like, they're so young. She's probably 30 or 40 years old, right? I don't know. But she looks like she's 12 in that ad, and it's disgusting. Not that a 12-year-old is disgusting, like Bill Henson would think that, but like... you know what I mean?
No,
why is beauty so young for? Like, why isn't beauty you? Like, you're like, I would love to see that.
Why
ad.
isn't it?
I'd love to see that ad with you in your jeans.
But that's the kind of the argument here. Like, the eschatological argument is that, like, EDI, that like putting diverse people on our screens is literally leading to the end of America, right? It's killing America. So we need to return to this kind of eternal, like, beauty image in order to, like, stabilize America into the future. And that's what we've seen roaring back. And masculinity and femininity are two, like, poles of that and the way that...
And I don't think it's going to win. Like, I feel like the diverse image is more sexy, right?
Yeah, of course.
Like, did you see Donald J. Trump looking at Zoran in the first... He was so admiring. He was like giggling.
He was,
and
like, crushed.
Yes, you can call me a fascist. Yeah, you go ahead. You know, fuck it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I haven't seen, like, he was like, oh my God, like, that was beautiful television.
Yeah.
I know it was all staged and it was all put together.
But the erotics at that moment were really interesting.
Yeah. Do you know? And here you are looking at a brown man whose parents are amazing, like, you know, amazing filmmaker, amazing decolonizer, university lecturer, the dad. And, you know, and we were all talking about his wife as an artist. Amazing, like, just for, like, entertainment, for euthenics, not EU.
Oh, I guess it's spelled EU.
Yeah, but like eugenics is eugenics.
Eugenics is eugenics.
Because I like to, this is my dyslexia.
Yeah,
this
eugenics.
is like how I talk.
Yeah.
Eugenics.
Eugenics.
I should be a rapper. Like I'd be
the European Union.
EU. Go to the EU. No, sorry, guys.
It's not dyslexic because you're actually spelling it right.
Yeah.
It is EU, so.
Well, it's maybe it's actually not called that anymore. It's called a learning disorder.
Okay.
They don't like. Apparently, it's bad to say dyslexia or dyspraxia or the other one. It now fits in as a reading learning disorder, something like that.
Okay.
They said the abbreviation. I forgot. You don't do that to a dyslexic person. Give it 4 letters. You're going to forget those 4 letters. Do you know what I mean? Like, what am I?
That's kind of cruel, isn't
What am I? Again, tell me.
Get it tattooed on yourself.
NLTSI. You're an NLTSI. What does it stand for? You have a learning disorder, a reading learning disorder. Okay. That's,
We need a term like queer that just covers everything.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sure we'll get one.
Anti.
Anti.
Because
I'm wearing anti.
well, but that's what it is, right?
Yeah, it is.
Like everyone with a so-called disorder needs pharmaceuticals now because they're anti-capitalism, they're anti the structure, they're anti this. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Sorry.
Shall we? I've got like. I do have a bit of time.
You do?
To keep going.
Well, yeah, we can keep going, or we can.
I haven't got many to go. I've got 3 slides left.
Oh, let's do it.
Right.
It's just like I'll just sit back.
Okay. All right. Let me power through.
Actually, no.
Have you?
I'm not going to do that.
No,
to you guys.
can't. You can't do that. Have you
More
watched?
fun.
Have you watched Melancholia? Like maybe 10, 15 years ago.
I feel like I haven't, but I feel like
Okay.
I have. I feel like I have. I have,
Okay.
but I can't remember it.
Lars Von Tres.
Yeah.
Melancholia.
I did like it. I remember liking it.
I did too. I haven't seen it for like since the cinema, I guess. So that's fucking 15 years ago.
Are we ever going to go to the movies
No,
together or sit
no.
on the bench together?
Maybe.
Do you want to come to my house for Christmas? Well, my house. How to say my house, but our house.
No, because I have a family. And you're about to throw up. Sometimes I feel like that too.
You can bring your family.
Yeah, I don't want to go to Sydney on.
You don't like
Christmas Day.
sharing your family with me, huh?
No, that's not true.
You can come with your family. I would be the perfect host. If your kids met me, I would be the crazy uncle.
I know.
I'll be unk, you know. Unk
be a
is a
proper
bad
unk.
word. Unk is a bad word.
Yeah, you'd be uncle.
I'd
You'd
be.
crazy
No, I wouldn't
uncle.
be uncle. That
No,
could
you'd just be Mel.
Yeah, just be Mel.
Yeah.
They would want to come. Like they would want to come to Sydney all the time to like hang out with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Like I would play the music. They'd be interested in me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're of interest to 5-year-olds.
And you could do that every Christmas for them.
Could be a tradition.
Yeah. Like this is like there's no tree.
What are you doing for Christmas?
I'm just gonna have my family over. Yeah, and celebrate the death of the eviction of the house
Yeah.
that have been there since
Like
COVID.
a closing party.
It's been a historical.
Oh, I thought
period.
you've been there for longer.
Yeah, no, since 2019.
Okay. Oh, that's still pretty long.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, Melancholia.
Yeah.
So, those of you who haven't seen the film, don't worry. I'm just working off a memory of the film. It might be a terrible film. Lars Von Tres is problematic in lots of ways, but whatever. I remember it as interesting, and when I was writing this, I was like, oh, fuck, it reminds me of Melancholia.
Yeah.
So, if you haven't seen it, maybe go and see it. Aesthetically, it's pretty fucking amazing, which is weird for a Von Tres film.
Is it where she goes into space or something like that?
No.
Like the end of the world?
It's the end of the world. The
That's
planet
right.
hits Earth.
I have to watch it again because I think it's been a long time.
Yeah, I think it's... Anyway, whatever.
Yeah. I don't
Watch it
like
if you want.
her.
Kirsten Dunst.
No, that's not Kirsten Dunst.
It is Kirsten Dunst.
It's not Kirsten
It's
Dunst.
Kirsten Dunst.
I beg to differ. It's not Kirsten Dunst.
It's Kirsten Dunst.
Can we look it up? It looks like the actress that was in the vampire movie. You know, when the vampire kid? Who's the vampire kid?
Fucking Kirsten Dunst.
Okay, can you look up the vampire kid?
Vampire kid.
Interview with the Vampire, the kid. What's that actress's name?
Cast.
Kirsten Dunst.
It is her.
Ah, you know who I'm thinking of as Kirsten Dunst? Homeland. Type in Homeland. Oh, I don't like Kirsten Dunst. Homeland. Who's that one? Claire Danes.
Oh, mate, I had a huge crush on Claire Danes when I was a teenager.
I thought you would talk Kirsten Dunst was Claire. I thought that
Wait,
was
so who
Kirsten
do you
Dunst. I hate Kirsten Dunst.
Okay, all right. But you like Claire Danes?
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. She's not the strongest part of the film. Oh, I don't know. I can't remember. It's 15 years ago.
Sorry, I don't know why Kirsten Dunst fucking she just agitates
There is something
me.
really annoying about her,
Yeah.
but I think like her annoyance in the film is quite kind of works. There's nothing likable about this film, which is why I'm kind of interested in it. Anyway, it's split into 2 parts. The first part is called Justine.
I'm sorry.
Kirsten.
I'm sorry
Kirsten
for
will
the
be
Kirsten Dunst.
listening to
No,
this.
I'm not sorry to Kirsten. I'm sorry to you because you were right, and my brain that flipped the names around.
That's right.
to
You made me think
people.
about Claire Danes, which I haven't for ages. And
Yeah.
That was enough.
Claire Danes was married to the Australian singer, songwriter that went there in America, and he's now back. He's Jewish, and he's talking about how being Jewish, like how Zionism is bred into you as a kid and all that.
Yeah,
It's
right.
really cool. What's his name?
I don't know.
Fucking hell! What is
Didn't
his
realize
name?
she was married.
She was married to him.
Okay.
Do you remember like the Australian singer? He was really kind of cool at the time, but really poppy. Hey guys, hey man.
Like Guy Sebastian.
No, not like that. A better version of Guy Sebastian. Guy Sebastian's Christian. He's an evangelist.
So in the first part, it's a classic. It is a marriage. It's a wedding. So it's set. Oh, I keep fucking rolling over my new skirt. I really like this skirt, but it's fucking long.
It's a really good one. I've been double recording.
Oh, you fucker.
I just
gonna-
thought,
what are you
does it
gonna
feel?
do?
I'm trying to cancel out the recording by double recording.
Oh, okay.
You know when you document something, you in the
Yeah.
documentation world, you're
Yeah.
being looked at. If you record the recording,
Yeah.
what does it do?
Alvin Lucia style.
No, not
No,
that, because
not
it's
that.
happening at the same time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know what that is.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It just counts.
So this opens with a wedding, all right, at this like Scottish castle thing, fucking whatever, owned by her brother-in-law and sister Claire, and this is Justine. So she's getting married. Kirsten Dunst is Justine. The way it's portrayed in the film is that essentially marriage is just the thing that you do when the end is close but not close enough. All right? It's just one of the rituals that we do. We know that we're speeding up, but whatever, we just get married because it's just what you do. So it's a ritual of obviously property ownership. The castle that's set at this castle, like the symbol of fucking property, of defense, right? Of defense of property that keeps the whole system going. Justine accepts this, like she becomes the wife, like she's like, okay, I'm just gonna fucking do this, despite the fact that she's depressed, with the whole idea of cruel optimism. So it's like, well, you know, you're supposed to feel good about getting married, but in reality, you usually don't. She realizes this very quickly. She gets married, but then on the wedding night, she fucks another man. Throughout the day, she's getting calls from her job to like, you need to do this work. She's like, fuck you. It's my wedding. And so she quits her job. So she quits her job. She fucks another guy. And she rejects this sort of slow death drive of like just getting married because everyone does it in favor of this destructive libido. It's like, fuck it. I'm going to choose negativity. I'm going to quit my job. I'm going to quit my marriage on the day that it starts. It is precisely at this point that the end is declared for the whole world. So the big planet is noticed in the sky and it looks like it's going to hit Earth, right? So we have these two things combined. Her shift from death drive to eschatology, right? End time, I'm just going to enjoy myself. Fuck it. Fuck work. Fuck get naked, run around, right?
Yeah.
This is confirmed as a global event, not just a personal event, because suddenly this planet's going to hit Earth. All right. Part 2. Despite Justine's rejection of the capitalist death drive and normativity, right? So she rejected that. She went for pleasure instead. What ends up being discovered is that the world just continues. What gets discovered is the planet's going to miss. It's like, what's going to hit us, but now it's going to miss. So it's that classic cult thing. World was going to end, but now it's not. It's going to go past. It's going to have a nice big spectacle of this planet kind of shooting past, but that'll be all it is. So Justine, therefore, falls into a deep depression. Right, she's given up normativity like the modernists did, right? So modernists gave up normativity and were like, fuck it, let's do some interesting non-normative stuff. But then nothing changes. The systems just all continue. So she then moves from eschatology into a deeper Freudian death drive. And she claims that she's like lying in bed for months. All life on Earth is evil. And she's insistent there is no other life in the universe. And she just wants the world to end. She's like begging for the world to end, even though it's not going to. This is the classic Freudian position of wanting life to return to the inorganic, to nothingness. What happens is that she ultimately gets her wish. So the planet shoots past, but then it essentially does a U-turn and it's going to hit the Earth, right? And what happens when it gets revealed that it's going to hit the Earth is that John, so her brother-in-law, who's the scientist, who's like, it'll be fine. Science has said it's not going to hit this. We'll all be good. Don't worry about it. Don't think about it. When it's revealed that science is wrong, got it wrong, and the planet's going to kill the Earth, he kills himself. Now, for me, this John killing himself is actually this kind of minor point in the film, but to me, it's like the key pivotal point in the film because the truth claim of science has been removed. Like him as the science, him as that. Remember when we started with the death of art starts with enlightenment. It starts with science taking over the truth claim, and so art no longer has it. This now means, with the death of science, it now means that art can escape the fascist bind that I'd set up, right? So at the moment, the fascist bind is either you do aesthetics, but that's going to lead down to fascism, or you do anti-aesthetics, but then you're in a capitalist death drive of just doing these like little kind of interventions in galleries and stuff that everyone, but it doesn't change the system, right? So suddenly we have a third option because art has come back as truth, as the potential of truth, because science has left the building. So Claire, so her sister, wants Claire's husband, John, scientist, killed himself. Claire's left. Claire wants to choose the fascist ending, right? Because what she says is, why don't we all sit out on the terrace, look over this beautiful view and drink really nice wine as the world ends? Like that's a classic, like fascist end time, right?
Yeah.
Let's just make it beautiful.
Like, Adolf in his like...
Yeah, exactly, right? It's actually kind of referencing that kind of book, right? Justine's like, fuck you, fuck that. That is not, like, aesthetics is not what I've ever been interested in. Like, art's not actually interested in aesthetics. We're interested in truth or some sort of truth. So what Justine does instead, and that's the bottom image there, is that she builds what she calls a magic cave. So magic is back, right? Magic is back in art. Out of these sticks, puts them together. And then Claire and Leo, who's Claire's kid, go and sit in this cave. Claire runs away because she can't fucking stand it. But Justine and Leo sit in this little protective art cave as the world is destroyed, as the planet kind of hits. And they're kind of completely at peace. Or not even at peace, just ambivalent. They're just kind of sitting there like in this space. So to me, what we get from this film is that in post-eschatological modernism, so modernism was the rejection of normativity as a way to live in end times. Like, so that's Justine's giving up marriage, giving up work, right? The choice isn't between a nihilistic contemporary death drive, a capitalism, and aesthetic death drive of fascism. The choice that we get is that art's power always was and always will be quintessentially ontological. That is, it is power to the access of the nature of being itself, even if this is ultimately a drive towards non-being, which is like the end of the world. So art shares properties from both eschatology and death drive. It's not one or the other. Neither is sublimated to each other. In other words, art isn't a way to spend our time in an ending, but art is a way to bring about the ending. Not as a rapture moment, not as the cult end moment, but as a slip into a nothingness. Right, which is the classic Freudian death drive. It's not, because Freudian death drive is not kill yourself. Freudian death drive is like a desire, a want for essentially communism, a want for this like flat, like inorganic, completely collaborative, no tension world, which is what Marx wanted with communism. Right, this is the critique of communism. Brings me to this work to finish with.
Love this work. I love these guys. I know a lot of people. We talk about these guys a lot.
We do.
It's because they're Greek or they're Hellenic.
Yeah.
Or they're Cyprian or they're English. But
is there something you want to say about the film before?
Yeah, look, have you seen Begonia?
No.
The new Yorgos Lanthimos film. I say his name correctly because I'm dyslexic and I'm Hellenic. Yorgos Lanthimos. Maybe I'm saying his last name. Begonia is fantastic.
Because I watched Triangle of Sadness and I really fucking hated it.
You've never seen it before?
I've never seen it before.
When did you watch it?
Like 2 days ago.
You hated it because it was on television. There was no spectacle.
No. That's not why I hated it.
What?
It's got bad class politics. It's what is this, right? It's making you feel good about rich people throwing up. Like, I love that scene, but it's just because we want to see rich people look ugly, and that film made them look ugly.
But it also made them look like, the young couple at the beginning and the paying for the movie, like that, or telling him how to act to the model,
There are lots of good little vignettes, but the overall message of the film is fucked.
The whole conversation between Woody Harrelson and the Russian, the socialist who's the capitalist, right? The American socialist, that conversation was fucking amazing.
But it's a great example of eschatology, right? The end, right? You think it's going to end, right? And then, of course, it doesn't end when you think it's going to end. It only ends when the boat gets blown up. So they survive the storm.
Yeah.
And then it gets blown up by capitalism, right? But then that doesn't end either because it ended up on the fucking island. But what I'm saying is like there are types of films that pretend to be Marxist or class critiques when all they're doing is providing you an opportunity to feel like an abject relation to wealth. It's like, oh, yeah, these people really are ugly, those fuckers. They're what I always thought they were. It's like, no, I mean, they're ugly when they're beautiful. You don't need to make them throw up. I mean, again, I did love the scene and the sound design.
Oh, you're talking about the throwing up scene. Yeah. That was terrible.
Yeah.
Like, it was visceral.
Very visceral. I know. It worked.
Yeah.
Absolutely worked to make you feel abjection towards these people. But the worst part of it is that the message of the film is trying to say all humans are evil.
Yeah.
Right. Essentially, like, because she, in the end, the working class hero, it's implied very heavily, like kills in order to maintain her power. Yeah. Right.
To become rich.
Yeah. Right. And I just fucking hate that as a message because it's just saying these wealthy people are wealthy because that's just what you would do too.
But I have to say, like, you are like the guy that died, and I'm Margaret. Right now,
David Stratton and Margaret Pomeranz.
You're being such a David fucking Stratton over here because I enjoyed that film. Like there is entertainment.
I enjoyed parts of it.
Yeah, like
I was just disappointed.
Were you bored? You know why? You watched
bored.
it. You watched it at. You watched it because now you knew that you were expecting something good, right?
Yeah, sure.
So that sometimes is your class coming through.
But like, The Menu is a much better film that is quite similar in a lot of ways.
What about The Square?
The Square. Well, I mean, I love anything that's a square.
But have you seen The Square?
The Square is good, yeah.
It's the same film. That guy makes the same films. He's only made 3 films, and they're all the same film.
I don't know. Maybe I'm being too harsh on it. I didn't like. If it had ended when the fucking boat exploded, I would have been all on board. I just didn't like.
It did get a little bit draggy and boring.
It's not even that. I like boring.
Yeah.
It's the Lord of the Flies, like. Oh, like everyone, all humans are evil. You would just have power. Like, okay, it's essentially.
Don't you like the fact that she was she
I love that she
enslaved and he was like got
So
Stockholm syndrome because she was feeding him, but he was actually enjoying it. It was the best sex he was ever having. Yeah, because he was surviving. Yeah, right. Yeah, and he was part of the hierarchy.
Yeah, but then it's a survivor narrative of the survivor versus zombies kind of thing.
But his character stays the same all the way through. Like he's told how to right at the beginning, he's told how to walk and act, and it's like so belittling and so like, oh yeah, sorry, and then he walks away like fucking depressed. What do I have to pay for? And male models, right? And at the end, he's doing the same, like in a life, like
Yeah.
I like these, like how it comes back. Do you know? What I mean?
Maybe I do like the film.
Maybe
I just didn't like that one element. The rock element and just also that where I feel like we're being taught not to sympathize with her by the end of the film.
Yeah.
Whereas if it was like sympathize, if she just fucking one by one murdered every one of those, like I'm all there for it. But it seemed to be that murder at the end, or the implied murder at the end, is the point at which you're supposed to turn against her as a character.
Do you want to know something that's going to make you like the film?
Yeah.
Like talking about, what's the word?
Eschatology?
Yeah. That actress dies in real life.
Which one? Which actress?
The one that's killed at the end. The beautiful girl.
Killed. Yeah.
She dies. Oh. Like of some weird disease.
Oh. Why do you think that's going to make me like? Huh? You think I'm some sort of sick fuck?
No.
What's her actual
Did you know that? You didn't know
I didn't know that.
Yeah. She died about she didn't even get to enjoy the fame of that movie.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that actor's amazing. Like he's gone on and done some incredible theatre since. But yeah,
I mean, she's good in it too.
She's great. She was a model too, and he picked her because she was a model, and she plays that role so well.
Fuck it, I like the film.
Okay,
Damn it.
Maybe you don't like it. Maybe
no, I do.
You don't
You've
have
convinced
to like
me.
it.
No. It's just you're right. I think I was going into it expecting a particular class critique.
Yeah.
And it is in there. It is in there.
You know what was great for me?
Stop touching me.
Sorry. You know what was great for me? I didn't mean to stop you, just for being in the cinema and watching loads of people leave the cinema after vomiting a bit, being disgusted by it,
Yeah.
and having next to me this 7-year-old volunteer, like, you know, goes to Africa and volunteer. And I thought he was a Christian, but he wasn't. I actually asked him, are you like a Christian, you know? So he was just like, he was retired, and that's what, I'm so bored, I'm deaf dry, what do I do? He doesn't run around naked being about himself. He wants to experience, like, help other people, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how, I didn't get it, but this is the conversation. And he was cracking up. Laughing at people leaving, laughing at them, like this 7-year-old guy, or I don't know if he was 70, maybe 60, 70, right? Just laughing at people. And like that was a surreal experience. Like you don't get those experiences, right?
I like effective cinema. I like effective cinema that makes you laugh or cry. I don't care about crying, but like sick.
Yeah,
physically sick.
People left. They were disgusted. They were going, oh God,
So good.
You know, like I've never been in cinema that does that to people. Like, you know,
what's his name? The other fuckwit that did the director of Irreversible does that too, where like deliberate, because the reason why that scene also makes you feel sick is because literally the camera is trying to make you feel off balance, right? So it's the way it moves is it's deliberate, right? So they're very specific filmmaking techniques to do that. But I'm all for that, and I'm all for a kind of, to me, it's a very modernist film, right?
Yeah.
It's like a surrealist film. Yeah. Somewhere between Dali and like Monty Python and Jacques Tati. It's somewhere in there. Yeah. It doesn't. I think it's a film that you can just enjoy in an eschatological way. But the more that you think about it, I think it becomes a problem. Yeah. And maybe I should have just enjoyed feeling sick at these fuckers.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's fine.
Maybe.
And Woody Harrelson, whatever his name, Harrelson is great. And
he's amazing.
He's great. I love that he just disappears. He's just fucking dead.
Yeah, exactly. He's amazing. He's so good. He's like my new favorite person.
Oh, totally.
You know, like the fact that he doesn't even live in America and he lives in a van and just smokes weed and is so critical of everything. It's so cool. I got to say, I went and saw One Day After the Other. One Day After, what's the Leonardo DiCaprio? Anyone that's
Don't
24.
fuck him.
And Sweeney Todd, Leonardo fucking Sweeney Todd.
Yeah.
Who's an amazing actor. He's really good in this movie.
Okay.
There's people like Tom Cruise, right? Tom Cruise is a fucking weirdo, but you got to admit the Mission Impossible films are the most entertaining things that you could watch. Like the biggest fluff in the world. The latest Top Gun is the most homoerotic film that you will ever watch, right? Yeah, he does it really well, right? Yeah. Like, you know, the beach ball scene, the volleyball scene, and the jets whoosh, going past the beach, and he's like the bodies.
He would piss really hard.
He would piss hard.
He would blow the urinal out.
You're right. And like for some reason, people were like, "Oh, well, he's so crazy. Did you see him jumping up on Oprah's fucking couch?" I thought that was great. Like I thought,
that's what you would do.
Yeah, I know. I was like, why is that crazy? Like he was like fucking jumping on Oprah's couch. Like he can. Like he's the guy that like is famous for wearing underwear and sliding across the floor, right? Yeah. Like we made that guy. We fucked that guy up. Probably normal. And I got to find fucking Hubert God in fucking Scientology, whatever his name is, Hubert something. I don't know. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Let's finish up because I've got to.
Sorry. Jack and Dino
Chapman.
Fuckface
Twin from 1995.
Love this book. I've seen. Was this at MCA?
I don't know.
Something like
I haven't seen it here, but I would love to.
I've seen something like this. I think I saw the Nazi Kids at the MCA. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's part of their collection.
So this work is a couple of years before Heaven's Gate Cult, but you notice that the Nikes, right? Yeah. And a lot of Jake and Dinosaur's work do have Nikes, but this is like one of the primary ones. So it's basically like these naked kind of children, morphological creatures with 3 legs. They look like they're kind of children-esque bodies, I would say, but on their mouths they have like cocks and anuses/vaginas kind of thing.
It's an anus, definitely.
It's an anus, yeah. In other works, I think there are vaginas, but yeah. And like a cock and an anus. And they're kind of like you would imagine, like a stereotype, like co-joined twins kind of thing. So why am I raising this work? Well, in one sense, because it gets us back to Heaven's Gate cult, where we started, but also because I think it's another way, like Melancholia, of thinking of this getting out of this bind of where contemporary art has found itself. So in one sense, we can see it's very much in the bind, in that it's this combination of like an eschatology of the pleasure principle, where you've got the cock and the arse, and this sort of like notion of reproduction and desire and the obscene and all the things that the Chapman brothers are known for. That's why they became famous. It's a spectacle. It's all that kind of crap, right? And on the other side, you have the death drive. You have the symbolic child, which is why it's so confronting, because we never think of like desire in relation to the child, or at least not that kind of obscene desire in relation to the child. And so by combining it, you have this sort of this eternal symbolic child, death drive child, that is like interrupted with this pleasure principle. And of course the Nike shoes is similarly continuing. There's always pristinely clean white Nike shoes, which similarly to the Heaven's Gate cult, they're all like these just nice shoes. So you have the death drive of capitalism and the death drive of normativity, which is a symbolic child, mixed with this like rapturous, obscene cock and arse. But did you want to pop in here?
No.
Okay, cool. But if we dig deeper into this, what we're actually looking at is asexual reproduction. So another disturbing thing about this is that it's a splitting, right? A splitting of two bodies on the child. So it's, in fact, even though it appears to have this kind of reproduction in it because of the cock, it is actually just two cells splitting in half, right? Now, interesting thing about asexual reproduction, and kind of Freud like mentions this, but it's taken up in later writers on the death drive, is that this death drive towards the notion of the inorganic, right? So this idea of returning to the inorganic is like the middle step between that and now is asexual life, right? Sexual life is what all the other drives come from, like the pleasure principle, right? But also like competition, Darwin and all this kind of stuff, right? Comes out of sexual reproduction. This competitive capitalist thing is built into and normalized and naturalized through notions of sexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction doesn't have competition. Right? It's literally yourself splitting into another version of yourself. It's looking into the mirror. That cell has exactly the same DNA as you have, right? There's no partner. There's no need to find partner, but life can still replicate and still spread. And so it's still organic, right? Because it's life, but it's a very, very fundamentally different way. It's collaborative. Like asexual reproduction is communist in that sense. And so I think what Jake and Diana Chapman are doing here, and what makes this seem really disturbing, is that they're applying an asexual logic to like what we think as the most evolved sexual being, competitive sexual being out there, the child. And so therefore we read it as like a disability or a problem, right? But actually what this obviously isn't a real child. This is an artwork. So what is it as an artwork, and what is it telling us as an artwork? In essence, it's a desire for art, literally art in that euthenic kind of way, to return us to asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction that takes us, again, one step closer to the inorganic, this slow step back into nothingness. So science is this step into the future, progress. That's what science is all about. I think we can then, and that's the truth of science, which is dominant now, the acceleration that we all feel. The flip side is art truth, which is stepping back. I wouldn't even necessarily call it back. It's stepping with the death drive into an inorganicness and towards an inorganicness through this sort of collaborative asexualness. And it's a fundamentally different way of thinking about art. It is liberated from the bind that we find ourselves in art that we've been talking this whole time about. It is still political, obscene, revolutionary, aesthetic, pleasure-driven, absurd, all these things that Chapman is, right? It doesn't mean that it has to be a fucking black square. It can be. It doesn't have to be. But it takes its power and its impetus from something much deeper and much older, which is this sort of like the magic stick cave, right? It's this kind of like ritualistic, witchcrafty, but even those words aren't like enough. But it does give you a hint, I think, at that we think that art's magic has kind of failed or disappeared, but that's only because we're judging it against progress, right? We're judging like art, like witchcraft doesn't produce an iPhone, right? Science produces an iPhone. But witchcraft still produces something, just in a completely different direction. And because we don't value that direction, we don't recognize its power. And so this is an art which, yes, can be embroiled in the contemporary. It can have the racist slogan under the black square. It can be obscene and shocking and talk about Nike shoes and consumerism and the symbolic child and all those things. But actually is trying to make that magic cave. It's trying to put us in this magic cave of art being this sort of protective force field, which doesn't protect us, but it actually protects us to get to the end. And as part of that process, progress even back rather than forward. And that's what I'm interested in terms of like what art could be as a kind of third thing.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted to talk about today.
Is that it? Is that the last
That's it.
one?
That's literally it.
Oh, I love that one.
The black screen.
End of slideshow. Click to exit. And it's a black screen.
Oh,
Yeah.
perfect.
That's really good.
Yeah.
You know, when times like this happen.
Sorry. It just looks like you're going to cry, and I found that deeply amusing.
No, I there's so much to absorb today, like the absorption, like, you know, like the bleaching, those words.
Yeah.
I feel like the black hole, the leak, the going beyond the other side is the important bit, right? It's the bit that we just lie down and die. I feel like I wanted to run around nude and escape, right? But in actual fact, I'm looking forward to death, you know? And not that I'm looking forward to death, but it's inevitable that we are going to die. And like this podcast, this thing that we're doing together, one day we won't do it because we'll freak out for 6 months or whatever. And we're going to be looking at like holes in the wall, like Ethernet holes in the wall, part of this junk space that we've created that we no longer need. But for me and you are like those two Ethernet holes. And we're making impressions, right?
Yeah.
There was once fucking so much information coming out of those Ethernet holes. What it is like this remnants that exists that doesn't exist. And that's all I'm going to say.